What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I'm glad that you could join us this evening. I'm your host, Honcho. Let's get this party started. Let's get the proper protocols going. Let's get this conversation going. Shout out to Culture for making my life so easy. It is greatly appreciated. All the information you need to know will be cycling throughout the stream every 15 minutes or so. So if you need to check any of that stuff out, follow all those directions. Links are in the description below. I'm going to talk about a conversation that we were having earlier today. And even though we were talking about like AOC and some other stuff, somehow the conversation transitioned into immigration. And so we're going to see who we have joined us this evening. And we're going to talk about it. And I'm just wondering if the face of AOC, do people associate AOC with immigration now because of all the shenanigans that she's been pulling? You know, going to the detention centers and kind of bringing out false information. I'll be honest, it's hard for me to trust AOC because you know women like her. And this is not a cap on all women because they'll say, oh, Honcho, women bashing again. It's not. But it's those women who go out and they are ultra sensitive on purpose to find a reason to create drama, to make something out of nothing. Because we've seen it time and time again. You know, she seems like she's one of those like a drama bag. She finds nothing and turns it into something. Went to the empty parking lot, had the photo shoot. And so I'm just wondering if people associate her face with immigration. But let's see who we have joining us this evening, and let's get into the conversation. James Harden. Yeah, don't stop. Culture the News, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Bell, always good to see you. What's the motherfucking deal? Miguelito, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Meat, sit your ass down 37. Only one line, what's the motherfucking deal? AB, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see AB, man. Cartier, what's the motherfucking deal? 335, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. I don't know what those characters. I don't know if that's that. I don't even know what those characters are. But what's the motherfucking deal? Something in some Asian. I'm not sure if that's Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese, Vietnamese. I don't know what the writing is. But I'm gonna rock with it. Dreamer. Okay. I'll give you. I'll give you the proper protocol. What's up to Dreamer? Shout out to Dreamer. And female pimp who is no pimp whatsoever. If y'all don't know, like when the streams be way over, female pimp came in and tried to steal a bunch of y'all's fucking pistachios and shit. Yeah, I'm snitching and I'm hating. So, you know, there's that. I don't know, you're so cute. I guess that's a compliment. I'll take it and run with it. Ruby Roo, what's the motherfucking deal? You got your cream puffs. What? Yeah, I got some little waffle cookies. I ain't gonna lie, that's why I was a few minutes late. I was kind of munching on some. But let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. And so what I want to do is not attack and you know, well, you know, this is what's wrong with immigration. This is what's wrong with immigration. This is what's wrong with the policy. This is what's right. This is what's wrong. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. I want to come up with, make sure you're in the top chat. I mean, make sure you're in the live chat, not top chat, because live chat is where it goes down at. 007 black woman, yes. Well, I hope I'm not a black woman. But my thing is this. I want to come up with solutions, right? If people are wanting to come and we want to come up with a process, you know, when you rely on politicians, they never get shit right anyway, right? They always have these ideas, but they're so disconnected. They don't really give a shit. They just say a lot of bullshit and it sounds good. I've never been a fan of politicians, so I mean, I really don't give a shit about any of them. But we are the people that are out here every day, you know, living our lives, trying to make a living, trying to, you know, just exist well in the United States, or however you want to identify, wherever you are. Maybe you're not in the United States. I want to try to come up with a solution. If you have thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions possibly, of people that are coming to America, or trying to come to America and become citizens. And under the guise of asylum, and asylum means so many different things to different people, but a lot of people are not fleeing and are not seeking asylum because they're not political refugees. They're not under real duress from a certain level of violence. They just want a better life. And part of me is like, man, I believe everybody deserves an opportunity. I don't believe everybody deserves the same outcome, but everybody deserves an opportunity. But even as Kenneth said earlier, he called in, he's one of the youth, he's an immigrant, he's legal. And he says, but not everybody appreciates the opportunity that you have here as compared to other countries, right? So what could you do to separate people who want to take advantage of the opportunity that's here versus those that don't, right? Apologies, like, really, man, I agree. Nobody, you'll never win. We'll argue all day long. People are going to always have their opinions. That's the thing about it. You can never win an argument about an opinion, period. And so you say that we have to make people leave to fix it. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So my thing is this, right? Man, there we go, man. A lot of very interesting questions. I think it's gonna be a good discussion tonight. So I'm not gonna take too long talking, and we'll get it together here, and I'll get the line open shortly so you can share your opinions. But I was just thinking, throwing out some premises, throwing out some ideas, because I was just thinking about it, because someone said earlier that we were kind of being condescending, that why don't these people deserve a fair shot at life? I thought about that. I said, okay, it's land of opportunity. But I felt like it was unfair to the people who came here, paid their dues. They kind of went through the process the hard way. And, they did everything they were supposed to by whatever guidelines were established at that time, right? I like Korean bots. I am Kawhi. Leonard. Go buy my jersey. But here's the thing, though. And this is what's so funny, because it doesn't matter whatever side is in and they're doing something, people are always going to blame the other party. So when it was Obama, it was people saying, look at Obama doing all this bad stuff. Other people saying, well, he's fixing what Bush's problems were. Then you have Obama, or you have Trump, and people saying, oh, well, look at what Obama did. And people saying, well, people saying, well, look at, he's fixing Obama's problems. And people saying, well, Obama did worse, so he has to do that. And the people saying Trump is bad, that he's bad. Okay. And so, solution is what I want to get to. I want to figure out solutions. And shout out to everybody but Sweetberry, the double O pistachio thief. I don't know who steals more pistachios between Pimp or Sweetberry. I don't know. Well, here's the deal. Sweetberry earns her pistachios. Female Pimp just takes all of DeMarquis pistachios. But shout out to all of y'all, right? So let's talk about it. What could be done? Say if there was we talk about a fast track to immigration. What could be done? Well, what is something that people in America do who are already here in hopes of a better life? A lot of people, if you come from an impoverished area, or if it's in your legacy, there's a lot of people who join the military. Would you be open to allowing people from foreign countries to join America's military to eventually fast track their way into the country? Would that be a viable option to consider? Now, a couple of things would have to happen while you're in the military. I think ESL classes would be taught, because of course you'd have to be able to communicate with everyone. To come out of hiding and get a clear number. What do you guess? That's a very good. Stop hating on female pimp. See, you just want look. I'm remember that next time you call in, Ms. Meat. Let me give female pimp your pistachios. Since I'm hating on, I'm gonna show her some love with your pistachios. I'd like for everybody to throw a guess, throw a number out there. If you were to guess, in your opinion, we don't know, we don't have any factual way of determining this. I don't have the resources. I don't think any of us do. If you were to guess how many illegal immigrants, we're not just talking Hispanics, we're talking about Africans, we're talking about English, we're talking about from everywhere. So you got to think about it. It's everywhere. Oh, we know you got our back, DeMarcus. We know. But how much back is there? Is it all back? Is it baby got back? Is it a lack of back? The world may never know. But if you were to guess, just an estimated guess, what do you think the number of people who are undocumented would be here in America? I wonder if anybody has a, well, I mean, and there's no way of ever, I mean, there's absolutely no way of knowing. Because here's the thing, man. I think about that image of the guy and his daughter trying to cross over, right? You got 11 million, 25 million. Okay. 11 million. Okay. That seems, you got 12 million. You know, well, Kenneth has inside source because he knows. Over 70% down south of the border. Okay. And the reason why I ask this is because, you know, you see these images, you see the guy trying to cross with his daughter and they died. There's no reason people should have to go through that if they were given a better option, right? So what would be a better option for someone to say, hey, we're willing to let you into this country if you go through A, B, C, D. You know, somebody mentioned earlier that the resources, it costs like $20,000 or so maybe to bring a family of 4 or 5 over to become legalized, right? So what about those people who can't afford that? Like, how could you make a system where you bring them in? And so that's what I was thinking. Would the military be a viable idea? You know, that maybe instead of GI Bills and things like that, say, oh, American people have to be from this. Oh man, you're not lying. We're gonna get into that. And I think, man, it's a crazy idea because I want to talk about that Colorado thing and how stupid that was. Excuse me. And say, come on, work visa, school. But yeah, I was looking at the story of a lady. She came by visa, and she applied for asylum. She was denied asylum. She just stayed, you know, after her visa expired. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of that. I mean, how do you follow up? You know, they said certain parts of Miami right now look similar to how it looks after a hurricane has passed through. You know, with very few people out there, people not shopping because they're afraid of the ice raids and things that are supposed to happen. So, like I said, the only idea that I was coming up with is, and I had another idea, but I didn't jot it down, so I didn't remember. Because I was thinking about this after the stream today. And so I'm just like, man, what could you do that would benefit America, benefit the people who want to come in, and then, you know, overall, I mean, it's a plus, it's a win-win for everybody, right? So what I'm trying to figure out is what? But then I think you would have people who would question, you know, the military training. Would that be viable? But would that be a way of proving that, hey, they're here and want to stay? Because if you're willing to risk your life crossing over deserts and things like that, and this is not to account for how many people have lost their lives, you know, traveling through the wilderness. You have people in cities who are fearing these ice raids that are fleeing these cities, especially you got to think about like South Texas. There are stretches of land in Texas where it hasn't been, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say modernized, but you know what I mean? Not even basically, I can't think of the fucking word, but tamed, if you will. And so I was watching the video earlier and they brought up a good point that, you know, I think was it a Tim Pool or it might have been a Tim Cass or somebody else I was watching earlier. And they were talking about how foreigners, and it's funny because it made me think of Heidi posting this on her Instagram a while back. Like foreigners come over here and they think, oh, well, we just cross over 2 or 3 hours just like it is in Europe or somewhere else. Like, it's not that hard to go from country to country. You can't cross fucking Texas. It'll take you longer to cross Texas than it would Europe or most of Europe. You know what I'm saying? And so do you think that people have their idea of the world, but then when they get to another country, maybe they have that same mentality because they don't really know. They don't have the information. And so they're thinking, well, I'll just get out of here and I'll just kind of cross Texas or whatever else it may be. So what is it? So 327 million Americans, many of them are worse off having to compete for jobs, which untold millions of economic immigrants, infinite immigration policy to benefit the rich. Mm-hmm. And that's my thing. There's only a finite amount of resources, right? So what if you say, and I'm going to open up the line here, give me about maybe 1 minute, minute and a half. So what if you say, we're going to implement this policy, but it's a temporary policy, okay? If you want to become legal in America, you have to make yourself known. Now, we're not going to deport you for making yourself known, but we're going to put you into a program in which you have to pay some kind of dues, right? You have to either, like I say, either it can be military service, or either in whatever branches of the military. It has to be some type of government service. I don't know if it's not necessarily Job Corps. And I'm not saying that you're getting free labor. I mean, you're earning money or whatever it is while you're there. But you have to complete this to stay. And then, that this program may only be open to so many people, right? And then after that, it's shut off. And everybody who misses out on that program, well, you missed your opportunity. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there because I would love to try to come up with a solution. Will the government listen to us? Absolutely not. But I think it is entertaining to try to come up with answers instead of always point at the problems. I talk about, 5% problem, 95% solution. If you focus on the problem too much, it just grows and grows and grows, and you never get anywhere, right? So I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about the stupid stuff that people do. There was it in Colorado where the guy tried to burn up the air conditioners or whatever, try to firebomb the facility where you have people being held, the ICE detention center or whatever it is, where people are being held. So you're going to go firebomb and fuck up the air conditioners, fuck up all the facility where people are being held, and not only try to, I guess, call themselves killing ICE agents, but killing people who are in captivity. I don't think a lot of these people think things through. I think a lot of these people just react so emotionally, and they just fail to implement just a modicum of logic, and it's crazy. It's very crazy. Ice Bay, hey, no, I got preferences. I got things I like. I'll violate a couple of rules for Ice Bay. Ice Bay can get I might break a rule or two for Ice Bay. And there's this chick on Instagram. Absolutely nothing like my type of anything. But she does yoga, and something about her yoga is special. Let me stop. But anyway, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's the stupid shit. You're going to burn the fucking building down and kill all the immigrants in there, but you're trying to save them, which is fucking stupid. And this is why I say a lot of these people are just saying crazy, crazy things. But let me open up the line. Let me get all this together. I don't have it open yet. I see people already calling in. I don't even have the dilly-dally on yet. My phone is, let me see. Man, it's better than perving out the vegetables. Shannon be following Veggie Tales on Instagram, like, tell me another story. Oh, so delicious. So I'm allowed to perv out. At least I'm perving out to human beings. Bro, I don't give a shit, man. Some people can't handle certain conversations. Some people want you to say certain things. And that's the problem. Those of you who sticking with it, who still rocking with the den, whether some of the conversation is good or bad, and y'all still fuck with me, hey, I fuck with y'all, and I appreciate y'all. For the people who jump ship because they don't like what I'm saying, or they want me to say something else, well, fuck them. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, Honcho. It's Belle. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, Miss Bell. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. I actually got a pretty good idea on this immigration stuff.
Okay.
Dealing with genealogy. I deal with a lot of history. I deal with a lot of American history. And one of the things that they used to do in World War I and World War II was if you wanted to defect from Europe, you took 2 years and committed yourself to the armed forces. And then you were allowed to come to the country. Now, the other thing they used to do is they used to sponsor. That's actually how my grandfather got over. His brother came over from Italy. He came over through joining the American Navy, and then he was sponsored by his brother. And that's how they did it back in the beginning of the 1900s. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, if families can commit to 2 years of service, now obviously you're going to have adults that have young children and everything else, but the thing is that to have them sponsored, and that meant that there's more papers on them. That meant they're more trackable. And you know, for every felon we send back home, take one to have one come over, you know, as an exchange program. That way we get rid of the bad seed and we get a potential good one.
Okay.
And when we're looking at immigrants, we're not all looking at dirt poor either. I mean, you're talking about, as you very well stated, there's different countries that are illegals, which is, I mean, you're talking Russian, you're talking Italian, you're talking New Zealand, you're talking Australian. So, but not all of these individuals are actually minimum wage employees. Some of them are graduates, college graduates, and have all kinds of experience. Now, maybe some of their salary could be deferred. I mean, if they're making that much of a contribution to the United States, you know, as a scale, you know, the more you make, the more you pay kind of thing. I mean, it's sad to say, but, you know, if they want in this country that bad, then there's going to be a price tag on it.
I agree. I think that's actually an excellent idea. You know, the 2 years of service sounds, that's more than feasible. I mean, especially if the conditions you felt like you were escaping were deadly or harmful or whatever the reasoning is. I don't see anything why that would be an issue.
And it should be a mandate by the time that you get your American citizenship. You should be able to speak well enough English to be able to travel through the United States. When we go abroad, it's expected that we're to learn the language of other countries. I don't see why they shouldn't be expected to learn English. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I have an ex-daughter-in-law that was from Hades, you know, and I have family that was from Italy. I mean, we're all immigrants of some generation, whether first, second, or eighth. But I guess that's sort of my 2 cents on that. Got any questions?
No, I don't think I do. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Well, like I said, it was something that was implemented in like 1915 during World War II when they were battling Europe, and people wanted to defect because the conditions in Europe were so bad that's how they worked it back then. I don't know if they could do something like that today for other countries.
Okay.
Anyway, that's pretty much all I got tonight.
Okay.
And tell Kenneth I don't hate him. I saw him on the boards tonight, and I'm still going to tell him to sit his ass down when I need to.
That's what I'm talking about. I hate Kenneth.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Miss Bell, and I got your pistachios getting transferred now.
That's cool. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate the call.
All right.
No, I like that idea. 2 years ago, I was thinking long term. I was thinking the whole 4, you know, like everybody else. But 2 years sounds reasonable. 2 years of service. and going from there. That's not too bad. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's Shannon.
Shannon. Hello, Shannon.
Yes.
What is on your mind about tonight's topic, Shannon?
Okay. I'm piggyback a little bit off of what Ms. Bell said, but I do not. I don't believe it should be necessary for them to join the military. I think there should be other stipulations in place, and that they have to. It's kind of hard to say because other countries, like I'm just Canada as an example. So what I know about Canada, you have to live in their country at least 5 years before you can become a citizen in that country. So I think there should be something in place for them. Because going back to, like I said, the people that be in our program in the organization, a lot of them, like I said, they come here on visas, and they have to. It costs a lot of money to get them visas, from what I hear from them, renewed each year. And that test takes a long time, a lot of years of studying for them to pass that citizenship test. So I think there should be other measures in place, especially for people who were brought over here at a young age. That's just my opinion.
Okay. So, like, what other kind of measures would you suggest? Like, what would you? I mean, what would you? I mean, like, what alternative option would? I mean, what could they do, or what would be the equivalent of military service or something that they would have to do while they're here?
That's a good question. I don't know exactly just yet, but from the little information, I'm a piggyback off of the whole DACA thing that people were upset about. No, for very little information that I know about that. The people who were in the DACA program had to keep in contact with immigration. They had to pay they had to pay a fee, and they also had to pay a certain amount of money into Social Security and among other things while they were in that program to gain citizenship. So I believe it should be something along the lines of that. Not exactly like that, but something along those lines. And that military service, it can be a part of it, like Ms. Bell said, but I don't think it should be something that's mandatory. It should be something that's optional.
Okay. But should they receive some type of, what if military service is optional, should that be able to offset either some of these fees? Because I'm not sure what else differently you would do, besides, like you said, similar to DACA, but different. But would them joining the military offer them some type of incentive that maybe they don't have to pay certain fees since they're going to be in the military? They'll be keeping track of them, so it's not like they have to check in with immigration and things like that. Like, would there be a benefit for them to join the military, in your opinion? Should there be?
Yes.
Okay.
If they decide to go military. That's why I say optional.
Should the military allow them a faster track as opposed to just paying a
No.
fee? Why not?
Continue what you were about to say.
Because what I'm saying is that if they're willing to, say, go out and risk their life for the country, join the military, whatever branch it may be, or give service to the country that they're trying to enter, shouldn't there be some kind of benefit as opposed to just coming here, making some money, just paying a little bit of money, and then sticking around long enough until you get the citizenship? I mean, I feel like if you're willing to put more on the line, then you should receive more of a benefit, right?
Yes, yeah. That should be in place. But some people might not want to join the military. That's why I was saying that there should also be other stipulations besides that in place as well. That's just my opinion. Because like I said, a lot of the people in our program at the organization I told you that I work for, they come here and all they want to do is get their education. Because, like, I'm going to use a student as an example. We got a student from Jamaica who comes from a part of Jamaica where they don't have schools out there. They don't have anything. They literally dirt poor out there.
Yeah.
And the money that Jamaica, from what he's saying, the money that Jamaica makes comes from, tourists, basically.
Okay.
So he's coming here and, he's coming here with his family. He's here on a work visa. And he's trying to get his high school diploma so he can move up in his job at work.
Yeah.
And go to college. That's why I believe that for people who want to take that route, there should be different stipulations in place for them.
Okay.
Compared to the people who come here and are like, okay, they're more than willing to risk their life to fight for this country.
Okay. I don't know. Like I say, because I'm just trying to look at it from.
And then somebody said in the comments, should we expel people from who have a criminal record? I think that depends as well. Because I think if they have a record in their country, we need to know the exact nature of that record and how bad it was. Like if it was something that's petty, so let's say possession of marijuana or whatever.
Possession of marijuana. We need to kill it. They need a death sentence. We need to lock them up, throw away the key,
like if it
put
was
them
a
in
petty
solitary
crime or a nonviolent offense, then I do believe that they should be given a chance. It just depends on the nature of that crime.
Okay. So, and I can understand that, but I think that it should be a couple of stipulations. Like if you're here and you're on basically probationary status while you're here trying to achieve whatever it is that, your goal. So if you're in the military or you do the military route or you do the paid route, I think that anything aside from a possible traffic violation, and I don't even know, we got to talk about license and insurance. That's a whole nother caveat. But I think anything besides a traffic violation should be grounds for expulsion. Do you think?
Yes and no, because like I said, I think it depends on the nature of the offense in itself. Like, what exactly did they do? Like, we're not going to let a motherfucker in who killed 17 people.
What about somebody who killed 60?
Nah, we ain't let him either. We ain't letting him in either.
15?
No. Like, if they murdered people, we're not going to let them in.
Okay.
They, I don't know, molested, raped, or sold some drugs, we're not going to let them in.
Okay. But what I'm saying, though, is while you're here...
that's why I say the nature of what their offense is before they can come in.
Okay. But what I'm saying
and those people should be on strict probation like we do with our prisoners when they get out.
Okay. and that's my thing. So, okay. Now, with this program, because like I said, I was suggesting that I think it should be on a limited term basis. Like I think it should be, you should have a certain amount of time. So if you're already here and you want to solidify your opportunity to become a permanent resident, that we enact a program and it has a small window of opportunity to join, and once it's closed, it's kind of closed forever. Now, do you think that it should be something like that? I don't think it should be
closed forever. I think it should be closed for a certain amount of time. Because like I said, Canada has it to where you have to live in their country at least 5 years before being able to obtain citizenship. So we should have something like that.
Okay.
Saying that if you fail to, let's say, obtain your citizenship within, let's say, that 5 years that you're here, then you got to wait another 5 years in order to do so.
That's tough. That's tough, man. Look, I'm with the 2-year program. You want to come in here, you slide out, do your 2 years, go on about your business. Because then you got to think about how many people will try to get.
Like I said, we would be weeding out a lot of people who are just, like Ms. Bell said, we'd be reading out a lot of the bad apples.
Okay. Oh, like I said,
by doing something like that. That's just my opinion.
So,
but I also do believe that people who are coming here, that want to do these things, we shouldn't make it too difficult for them to be able to get in.
I think there should be a certain level of difficulty. I mean, if you're truly in fear of your life, You're willing to do things.
Well,
to stay alive.
that's the difference between an immigrant and a refugee. Refugees are people that the two leaders of the country had a meeting and discussed how many refugees are going to be allowed here and what they're escaping from. It's just like, I remember a few years ago they had that little girl from the Middle East that came here because she had all kinds of assassination attempts brought on to her because she wanted to go to school and get educated and everything. And in the part of the Middle East where she's from, women aren't allowed to go to school or anything like that.
Okay.
So that's just my opinion in itself. Like, if we can, I don't know, if we can come to some kind of common ground on both sides, then it would be a win-win situation for everybody.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. I'm more leaning with the mandatory military situation, and I'm not saying that everybody has to go out and fight for war, but it has to be some type of service. I feel like, I mean, shit, because then one, you're getting paid, and then two.
Well, you know that if you make military an option, and the people who join the military to fight for this country, and they don't have to pay any fees to immigration or anything like that, you know more people are going to go the military route. That's why I say it should be an option. Because more people are going to go the military route over having to be on probation or keep in contact with immigration or having to pay out a lot of money once they get jobs here in the country.
But does that not make, if they go the military route, again, like Ms. Bell kind of said, you know, once it's part of that mandate, you know, a competent level of English speaking, and then they have some type of skill once they come out of the military that they can apply towards, you know, being a citizen. And I'm not saying that they don't. A lot of them come from it. Like I said, I've seen them do all kind of shit and not be legal. But don't you think that even if more people did decide to go that route, that might be better overall, as opposed to, you know, just coming in, like I say, taking, you know, maybe a low level job and that just kind of being that, and, you know, just kind of making their way. I think they have a better opportunity if they go the military route. Me personally.
Yeah, but like I said, you make it an option, and you basically, people are going to go where they're getting the most benefit from. So if they want to avoid, let's say, paying a high-ass fee to immigration or having to be on probation or on a strict probationary period, they're going to go the military route. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
It's like the indecent proposal. Somebody, you just lost all your money, and this guy's willing to give you $2 million for a night with your wife.
$2 million? Who gets control?
Cash.
But who gets the money? Is he handing me the money, or is he supposed to give the money to
He's
my wife?
handing you the money.
No, so he can give me the money. He can keep the wife too.
What? He's handing you a briefcase with $2 million cash in it. And he's saying that for this $2 million for one night with your wife. Cash.
Yeah, give me the money. No, like, give me the money, you know, and I'll come back for her
you
tomorrow.
getting the money.
Okay, well then what's the problem?
That was a bad comparison. I'm saying is, if we did it like that, more people are going to go the military route. Like I said, that was a bad comparison. It's like somebody offers you a better option, you're going to go back. You're going to go with that better option.
As you should.
It's funny.
As you should. You should always go with the better. Go where you're treated best. I say that often. That's what more people must realize. Go where you're treated best. Like, people want to say these crazy things, and I would go here because go over there where you don't have any choice, any options, and the motherfuckers doing the same shit, if not worse than where you're already at. But that's a whole other conversation. Okay. All right, well, Miss Shannon. All right. I hear you. We're gonna take some more calls, but I see what you're saying. That people will take the better option, but you want to give people options just in case. Hey, they may have opportunities. Just like Miss Bell said, everybody might not be poor. Some people may be able to afford. They may be educated. They may be able to afford the financial route, and they just take the probationary. So I agree with you on that. You're right. You're right. Give
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay. But I'm not agreeing with you, but I agree with you. But I'm only gonna take my version because I'm right and you wrong.
Whatever.
All right. I'll give you your.
Whatever. You gonna give up your life for $2 million? Whatever.
You know how many wives you can buy for $2 million?
I give up my family for that money.
But you wouldn't even take the $10,000. But you wouldn't take the $10,000 that was in the drawer. I don't want to hear.
No, 10,000 ain't shit.
But you'll trade your whole family.
10,000 ain't shit.
You wouldn't take the free $10,000, but you will trade $2 million for your whole
10,000
family.
is not shit.
Your priorities fucked up.
No.
Yes.
I assume that you would be fucking my husband. Better make it good, honey. Oh, no. You can fuck his brother, his cousins, his father. Hell, I'll throw in my own mama. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, well, this conversation is over. I'll be calling Mrs. Mama
no,
Shannon.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You get stabbed tomorrow, that's your own fault. But I appreciate the call there, Miss Shannon. It went a little.
I'm joking.
It went a little wild at the end. It went a little left there, but
whatever.
All right. But I appreciate it. Bye. That's tough. And now let's see. But here's the deal, and I think with the military thing, and I guess this again, like I said, it's a very generic input, but I think that it would have to be a special type of situation. So I don't think you just go and throw them in any branch, like they just have choices of which branch they want to go in, because I'm sure it's already enough to manage that. But there would have to be some type of special military situation. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? This prepaid.
Prepaid. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's your thoughts on tonight's topic, man?
Man, fuck them immigrants.
No options, no choice.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Man, I'm gonna tell you. I'm the reason why, man. Because I commend all y'all for coming up with this ideas of how to help them and all this shit. I don't give a fuck about them people. And this is the main reason why. Let me put y'all on game. First and foremost, majority of y'all from the car, I can tell, y'all don't even understand what asylum is. Y'all think if a person comes to this country, they're seeking asylum. If you come from Central America, if you come from Guatemala or El Salvador is below Mexico. You got to enter into Mexico to get to America. Asylum is the first country you reach.
Exactly.
So, for those who don't really understand the concept of it, if you come from Guatemala or El Salvador and you enter into Mexico, that is the country that you seek asylum in. You don't get to come to America and say, I'm seeking asylum. Shit's fucked up. You're coming here for our resources. And Americans are such emotional people, we try to say everything's asylum. That's not how this shit works.
Right.
Honcho, let me explain something to you.
Right.
When people are, quote-unquote, fleeing their country, the good motherfuckers ain't fleeing. The quality motherfuckers ain't leaving because they eating good. You see how none of these Americans, they bitch and complain every day, but none of them flee this motherfucker? Because they stay here. They love it here. The doctors, the lawyers, the fucking real estate agents, the financial advisors in Mexico, they not leaving that motherfucker. Life is great. You know who we get? The bottom feeders. The motherfuckers who work with the motherfuckers, Sicarios and shit. That's the people we are getting to come into this country. Now, some people are coming here for asylum, and some people have a legit reason. And for those people, they actually enter the country legally. They go to their asylum court hearings. They advise and follow the rules of American laws. The motherfuckers who sneak in here, those are the ones we got a problem with. And let me tell you the main reason why I say fuck the immigrants and why I don't give a shit. The American dream is to come here, make a life for yourself, you know what I'm saying, and buy into the American dream. You know what I'm saying? You pay taxes here, you own land here, you have an apartment or a mortgage, whatever the case may be. If you are an immigrant, come to this country, get a job here and send all your money back to your country, you are not living the American dream. If you get a job here, take all your money, send it back to Mexico or to Guatemala or Africa, wherever the fuck you from, skip out on your taxes, you know what I'm saying, drive a vehicle, don't have any insurance. That's not the American dream, bro. You're just another motherfucker leeching off of our resources. And the main reason why I don't give a shit about immigrants is because until we take care of American citizens, I don't give a fuck about them people. We got veterans literally sleeping underneath bridges, bro. People who literally laid down their life for us. Motherfuckers who ain't got legs. We gonna help out some people who not from here? No, I'm good on that shit. I'm good on that shit. We gonna give health care to motherfuckers who ain't from this country while motherfuckers in America literally are dying daily? Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Here's an idea. You want to come to America? We're the greatest country in the world. You enter into this motherfucker the correct way. If you sneak into this motherfucker, kick these motherfuckers out. ICE, I don't care who you are. Come raid all these motherfuckers. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. I don't care. Get them out of here. Period. I don't care. Because too many of us are letting emotions take over what it is to be an American citizen. Do y'all realize that foreign exchange students come to America and they have to pay taxes in this motherfucker? A foreign exchange student, like, dog, what are y'all talking about here? You can't come to this country and then you're not gonna abide by the laws of this country. Nah, man, I'm good on that shit. So, for all y'all coming with all these great ideas and shit, well, good luck to you. And to black people, y'all the most disenfranchised people in the world. Why the fuck is we trying to help? Fix the hood. Once y'all fix the hood, then I'll have some good words for y'all with the immigrants.
Okay. I got a question for you though, prepaid.
What's up?
Now, what are your feelings on Ice Bay?
Oh, Heidi?
No, not Heidi. Ice Bay, the immigrant chick at the ICE detention center.
Oh, I just found out who Ice Bay was from my coworker.
Yeah.
She finding a motherfucker. Hey, listen. Hey, you not and ladies, y'all not finna guilt trip us, cause there was a nigga in California who was robbing everybody with some pretty eyes, and y'all was going crazy over that nigga.
Paid his bail. At least we want a chick with a job.
Yeah, listen. She got a job. She worked for she got benefits. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something else, Honcho. I was watching a video when AOC said they was in concentration camps. I was watching a video, and they got a thing at the border patrol. She's thick than a motherfucker. I gotta go try to find her account. She got a short hairdo though. She got a short haircut.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I'm talking about thick. The girl thicker than frozen gumbo, man. I ain't lying to you. Look, got them little brown, them brown pants on, them ugly brown. Hey, look, that ass is right. The ass just sitting up there, just sitting like a countertop. Look like an island countertop. That ass just sitting up there, all high. The cameraman was going through the concentration camp, quote unquote, where they gassed the kids, I guess, but nonetheless, and he seen a girl with that ass, and he had to bring the camera back to her. Sorry about that. Let me keep going on the journey. Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I might take me a trip to the border, go see what's going on down here.
Yeah, what? I'm trying to get captured.
Find me one of them thick things. But when I thick, thicker. Hey, the bitch thicker than frozen peanut butter, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So in conclusion, fuck the immigrants. Take care of American citizens. Take care of the veterans. Take care of the poor people. Take care of the motherfuckers who need our help. God bless America, nowhere else. Good night.
That's a bit prepaid. Hey, man, I've noticed that the ladies have been hating on Ice Bay. Not just in here, but everywhere. Again, when that little high yellow nigga with the light eyes and all the tattoos, motherfucker was giving they checks to bail that motherfucker out. Y'all was all with that shit. Wasn't nobody he got a fucking modeling contract off the shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all over there, y'all you niggas wasn't even tripping with y'all. They were just looking at how desperate y'all was looking. But shit, as soon as niggas see a little something, hey, she looked like she, And the funny thing about Ice Bay is that I seen that video, but I didn't say nothing about it. I was just like, okay. That's not necessarily my personal preference, but okay. And then when she started, I was like, God damn, the rest of the world think just like I do. I ain't mad at y'all. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello. Okay, I'm not sure.
Hello?
I'm switching over now. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
I am back up again. This is Miss Grace.
Miss Grace, how you doing, Miss Grace? What's on your mind this
All right.
evening, Miss Grace?
Okay, listen, I agree with everything prepaid says. I don't know how many people in the den have done much traveling, but you need to be aware of the fact that you can't go anywhere to any other country and live and do whatever the hell you want or go just because the host country is better. You can't do it. In Barbados, Rihanna's land, they are strict. It's more expensive to go to Barbados. I won't even go there and wear camouflage because you're disrespecting their military and they have the right to make you change your clothes or get the hell off their island. You light up a joint over there, they're throwing you in jail like it was cocaine.
That's tough.
They are not playing, you know. And I said, and if that's the case, we can go someplace because we like it and it's better, then why don't we go to Monaco? That's better. Everybody check out Monaco. You know, it's south of France. That you have to be at least 18 years old and live there for 18 years straight in order to even apply for dual citizenship.
Damn.
Everybody drives a Lamborghini and things like that. That's a great place to go. We like it better. We can't just go there and live. They know how to weed the people out. I agree with you that there should be levels of difficulty, you know, and if they are seeking asylum like we spoke about earlier, they should have to get it in the next safer country. They need to follow the law and the protocol. The mere fact that they're skipping lets you know that they're cheaters and they're going to be a problem to begin with. You know what I mean? And there should not be, they should not be a cost or liability to America.
Yeah.
And they should not receive benefits or preferential treatment over any Americans. There should be proper vetting and a cap on the amount of people coming in depending on what the United States needs, job-wise, etc. They need to abide by all laws, rules, and regulations.
Yeah.
The other day, a couple of weeks ago, there was an accident on the corner of my house, so I ran out there. It was an immigrant. He went through a stop sign, and he slammed into somebody else's property and another car. It was our own American people that out there, hey, bro, go, just go before the cops come. I was one out there said, oh, no, he can't just leave. He can't just leave. You know what I mean? That's an accident. He can't just leave. I came right into the house and called 911. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And I told him they're trying to get this guy to leave. He could just about speak English. He went through a stop sign. Don't let him just leave.
Yeah.
You know, you did something wrong. Okay? The other day when I walked into the classroom at the high school to go ask one of those teachers a question, what was on the board? It said protest and civil rights. Teaching those kids how to protest and about their civil rights. No, nigga, get up there and teach them some reading, writing, and arithmetic and how to behave. You know what I mean? They're going to make them to become a problem right off the top. And my niece that lives in Texas said out there in McDonald's, they call McDonald's Mex-Donald because there's a bunch of Mexicans working in there, and they only hire their own. Even here where I live, you know, they like to hire their own. They hire other Spanish people. We're going to be left out. I cannot believe, I'm sorry, our black people are getting dumber and dumber and dumber. We're putting everybody else before us. You know what I mean? And not just, you know, I'm not just sick and tired of the Mexican immigrants. I'm sick and tired of some of my own Cape Verdean immigrants because now they're embarrassing. I don't know, if you know who Benzino is.
Benzino,
The
yeah.
rapper?
Yeah.
That Cape Verdean little no neck, no shoulder ass guy. Okay? Benzino's one of us from Cabo Verde. Benzino comes home for his mother's funeral. You heard about it. They're riding in the funeral procession. His dumb gang member nephew decides it's a good idea to get out the car and shoot Benzino at his own grandmother's funeral.
Wow.
Remember that?
No, I didn't even know that happened.
Okay, look that up. Benzino got shot. He was in the hospital. He was almost dead. His gang member nephew, I said, I don't know if the nephew was born in America or came fresh over from Cabo Verde, but they need to ship his ass back quick, fast, and in a hurry because even some of our own Cape Verdeans, we used to come over as such a proud people. Now they're coming over acting like idiots. Okay, so look that up. Benzino, a few years ago, came home, flew in for his mother's funeral, You know what I mean? And they're all in the cars, the funeral procession. I think they were down the Cape because Benzino lives over there like, around the Boston area. And his dumb nephew got out the car and shot Benzino up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, no, we cannot. I behave so well when I leave the country. I don't do anything wrong. I can't do whatever I want. I respect those people. I respect their country. You mean if that's the way they do things? You know, if I don't like the food that they eat, I'm not complaining. You know, they don't have a lot of toilet paper everywhere you go. I make sure I have my own. I do what I'm supposed to do. They cannot come here and live. They are taken over. If somebody can't see that these people are taken over, everyone is coming into America and taking over, then you are blind, more blind than Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
It's ridiculous, you know. But that's all that I have to say. I'm not staying out. I was sleeping and I woke back up, rolled over, turned on my cell phone. I'm like, ooh, I caught the den again, 2 times in one day. My babies. Oh, one more thing. When Shannon the other day was talking about them testing people in the schools for GED and DIPLOMAs or whatever, and you said your feelings were hurt because of the test. But let me tell you, the tests are quite different, and GEDs are much more difficult now than a long time ago. I'm going to read an example of an elementary. This is like a 5th grade test. Here's what it says. It says, Jordan, Jonathan, Jasmine, Alexander, and Kevin each ate something different for breakfast. One had pancakes, one had toast, one had a bagel, one had a donut, and one had sausage for breakfast. What did each person have for breakfast? Alexandra did not have donuts for breakfast. Kevin did not have a bagel for breakfast. Jordan likes to eat either donuts or pancakes for breakfast. Jonathan did not have toast or pancakes for breakfast. Only Jasmine and Jonathan like meat for breakfast. Jasmine likes to eat either pancakes or toast for breakfast, and Kevin did not have toast or donuts for breakfast. Those are the kinds of questions that they have. Think about that. Okay? So the kids have to learn to problem solve. I know that's how we do it here. You know, they have to learn to problem solve, and that's a lot, and that's just one question, and that's elementary school. You know, so and so when our kids are doing math at home, so many parents say that they're not even able to help their children with math because it's different than it's ever been. You know, so it's not as easy. So don't feel so depressed.
Okay.
But I'm going to get off this phone because I love listening to everybody's input and what they have to say and this, that, and another. But prepaid for President 2020. Okay. Bye-bye.
That's a bit, Ms. Grace. Peace. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
I kind of mixed it up. I said, appreciate, thank you for calling. I messed it all up. Shout out to Ms. Grace. Yes, but here's the deal, right? All right, here we go. Get a caller calling back. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's Toxic.
Toxic City Tenny. What's the motherfucking deal, Toxic City Tenny? What's on your mind about this topic this evening?
Man, what's on my mind? Let's see. First and foremost, I need every single motherfucker from prepaid Mike to the last woman to anybody else that side with them. Stop watching this Fox News garbage that you get trifling, just pedal down the road, man. First step that these people got to go through to become legally immigrated here. Why y'all think they come in here like?
You kind of cutting in and out a little bit. Like I'm catching bits and pieces of what you're saying. It's cutting in and out a little bit. I want to make sure everybody hear what you're saying.
All right. So what I'm saying is that the system is broken. How y'all expect it to work when it's broken and nobody want to fix it? But yet everybody's fucking result is the same shit Fox News is always saying. They're criminals. They're bad people. They're coming here to take your jobs.
Okay. But see, that's the point of tonight's show. That's why I say in the beginning, we're trying to figure out what would be the best solution, a way of expediting the process, but being able to weed out people with bad intentions. And so that's the go ahead.
Oh, that's the thing that people don't realize is there was a thing that Obama started that was called DACA. It was not a road to citizenship, but it was a road to giving them the ability to pay to play. Everybody likes a pay to play program, don't you? I mean, if they come here illegally, but then they pay into the U.S., they pay the government to work here legally, to live here legally, until they have enough money to file their immigration paperwork. Is that not a win-win for the U.S. government? Is that a not win-win for the U.S. citizens? They have people paying into the taxes. They have people helping with the deficit. And, I mean, how does that not win?
Okay, so but what would you say about the situation, like say with the people who come in, they file for like asylum, and I know this is different from DACA, but like 'cause that's what they're talking about. It's been a big issue. People will file for asylum, they'll get their court date, and then they never show up for the court date. Like how do you suppose like those type of situations should be handled?
They should be handled like every other situation. If they didn't show up for the court date, put a warrant out for their arrest and deport them. It's not a hard thing. There is a black and white to this. There is a wrong and right. If you don't follow the rules, then you should be deported. There's not like this leftist like smiley little emoticon that's running around here like, oh yeah, man, just give them another chance. No, you fucked up. You got to go. And on the program DACA, the Deferred Action for Early Childhood Arrivals, they actually have to re-register every 2 years. So bi-yearly, they have to pay in to make sure that they can still hold their license to work here and live here. So every 2 years, they got to pay the government like $500 or some shit like that. To start it off, it takes like $2,000, $2,500 just to start it off. Usually, you got to get a lawyer to file the fucking paperwork for you. So they have to keep up with that. They have to give the government biometrics of their height, their weight, their fingerprints, and things like that. So that way they can be tracked. They have to give their place of employment. They have to give their residency where they're living. So there are programs out there that work and that have worked. So, I mean, everybody talks like there isn't a solution and the only solution is just to get rid of everybody. No, the solution is to reform the process of how it's going about it. I mean, really, most people don't even know this, is that when you come to pay to become a legal resident here, legal like immigrant, most in cases, you have to have a relative that's already staying here, unless you're just going around about it like the bare bones way, where you're applying and you have to go through it. Well, if you go through it that way, there's a whole loopholes of fucking shit that you got to jump through first. First, you got to come in at a certain point of the year when it's like at the beginning of allowance for how many people can immigrate from this country or that country. Yeah. I mean, is that something that everybody can easily do? No. And then you got to look at the situation of the Hispanic community that's immigrating. They're coming here through land. They're not coming here through airplanes and getting off at an airport. So yeah, if there's an easier way, every single human being, including the people that listen here now and have their discussions, have their ideas, everybody takes the easy way. I mean, come on, Honcho. I mean, yeah, even you know this, right? Why would you go the hard way when you could go the easy way?
Absolutely. But my thing is, like I say, is that I feels like that there should be a way that benefits everybody, because somebody mentioned earlier, like you said, even with the DACA thing, some people may not have the money to get that kicked off. Some people may not have the money to get that started. And so that's why I was saying, we were throwing out the premises of possible military service or various things. And that's why I say the option is, because, people are going to feel how they're going to feel regardless about immigration and the situations that it causes, legal versus illegal, and everything else that goes along with it. But like I say, we're just having a hypothetical of what would be the best solution for people who were trying to get here with good intentions, because again, anybody could.
Well, I mean, it would be the same thing. It would be pay to play. I mean, we have United States soldiers, retired soldiers who are discharged honorably, who were deported from the United States. So that's not even a thing that exists right now. Like there's men and women. I don't know about women. I know men. I know there are men soldiers who served in the Iraq War, served in the Afghanistan theater. They actually got deported after service. These are men and women that came from another country to fight for our country. I mean, I want y'all to really sit back and let that soak in. They have no loyalty to us whatsoever. They didn't have to do those things, but they did it because they had a pridefulness in what they came to. So I'm not saying that applies to the overall expansion of illegal immigrants. But what I'm saying is there's programs like that that don't even exist. Now, if they did exist, I mean, I think the French do that with the Foreign Legion. There's the whole reason why they call it the Foreign Legion. You got to be able to learn French, and the Foreign Legion is completely made up of immigrants. There's not like a body of French citizens that are part of the Foreign Legion. So what I'm saying is, like you said, if you come here, if you want to serve, that should be a pass. I don't see a problem in that. It's a pass that you serve for so long, you got to do a 4-year minimum. What's wrong with that? And then you have to pay. I mean, by then you should have enough money.
Yeah.
I mean, if you come here and you have a skill, let's say, not just like doctors and things like that, but let's say management skills, let's say retail skills, let's say carpentry skills, things like that. Why couldn't you get on a program to where you pay for 4 years, or you're under monetary supervision? You have to report. You have to do all those things. What's wrong with a reform like that? I can guarantee that you would get droves of people to come out of the shadows to join a program like that. But what happens? Huh? Who's it going to benefit? That's what happens when you start running that up the flagpole. I mean, we're literally being made to look at the immigration issue right now when it's not even an issue. Like, seriously, like, the biggest thing about all of this is that it's being talked about so that way we're not looking at what the real issues are. We're in deficit. We're in debt. We're not getting out of these holes that we've dug ourselves in as a country. And I think that's the most fucked up part about this whole situation. Like, everybody wants to talk about immigrants. I mean, like, what was the one woman that said down in Texas, they call it Mexidonald's. Yeah. Motherfucker, Texas was Mexico. What the fuck? I mean, you just think we just up and left? We just said, all right, deuce, y'all want it. Y'all took the state. Y'all go ahead and have it. No, we stayed here. Our roots stayed here. Mm-hmm. Why are you surprised that Mexicans come through Mexico at the Texas border, at the California border, at the New Mexico border? Okay. I'm sorry, I just get hotted with this shit, man.
That's all good. It's good to have passion in the den. It's good to have opinions. So I'd like to know what are your thoughts, though. Like, okay, so there were supposed to be some pending ICE raids and things like that. So how do you feel about these cities or certain politicians who are leaking information as to where things are supposed to be happening? Do you think that is a good thing, in being in favor of the immigrants, or is that anti-American in your opinion?
Okay, so first and foremost, it's a dumb thing because you're counterproductive to what you try to uphold on just a regular basis of being in office. Your job is to help out law enforcement. You're not there to fucking hinder them. So I get people's outrage about this shit, but let me invite you into a little known truth. This shit has been going on since before I was born. I was born in '87. This shit is a yearly thing. Like, if you know the right people, or if you grew up around the right people, you actually get heads up through phone calls back in the day, because we didn't have text message and all that stuff. And be like, hey man, they running raids over here. Tell everybody stay home. Okay. So I mean, this stuff ain't nothing new. So I mean, if there's a section of people out there that are shocked that what is his name, De Blasio or whatever the hell his name is, New York mayor, and the San Francisco mayor and all them are doing this, this is not the first time it's happened, nor will it be the last time. This is literally a circus that happens every few years. I mean, I bet y'all didn't even know Clinton gave a window of anonymity to where people who were here illegally can come forward and become legal citizens. I bet y'all didn't even know that happened in the 90s.
I remember something about that. I wasn't paying too much attention, but I remember hearing those phrases being passed about. Okay. Then I got one last question.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Okay.
Okay. And so the one last thing I have, I know you've seen a lot of the, I don't know if you saw them or not, so I won't say I know. But did you have a chance to see the Democratic debates?
Yes, I saw the Democratic debates.
Okay. So how do you feel, because as the caller stated earlier, Prepay said, that we have, all the homeless and the military and people who have served here, but pretty much all of them, except for like one or two, I want to say, of the Democratic politicians said that they were in favor of giving, free health care and things like this to illegal immigrants. Do you think that they're kind of, what's the word I want to say? Do you think that's going too far? Do you think that's acceptable, or should we be taking care of home first, even if we're still going to find a way to allow the immigrants to have a pathway to citizenship?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, I think free healthcare to one sect of people should not be allowed at all. Yeah, free healthcare needs to be allowed to all people or no people. I mean, it's cut and dry just like that. You don't get to just give it to one part of people. I think it's pandering to a small base that the Democrats are fucking up on right now. They pander to the ultra leftists, the people who think that everyone can live under the umbrella and stay dry, but not realize the people who live on the outside of the umbrella actually get wet. So, I mean, you got to live in reality when you make policies like that. And what was the second half of that question?
Damn, I didn't. But I was asking kind of about like, you know, it's kind of, I mean, you kind of covered it, but I was just saying basically that them offering the free health care to illegal immigrants, even though, you know, I'm not saying taking away a pathway to citizenship, but you have like veterans and all, especially like all the homelessness like going on in California and things like that. Because I think California's already doing it. They're offering free health care, but you have big tent cities and all that stuff that's going on. Shouldn't they be taking care of Americans first?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at it. I mean, I forget what the study was that I read, but a majority of homeless people are veterans right now. Like, if we want to talk about what's some important things and we want to talk about old policies that need to be reformed, yeah, immigration needs to be taken a look at. But what about the shit that deals with the VA? What about these veterans who are being left out and not being taken care of? I mean, seriously. We talk about it all the time, or we see it all the time. There's a whole fucking section of fucking videos on YouTube about how people don't stand up for the flag, and people get irate and upset about that. But you're not upset that there is a starving veteran right now as we talk on the phone that's homeless, doesn't have a home, who's mentally unstable in some situations, who can't function properly anymore. And we as a people, as a citizenship, government, nobody's doing their best to take care of these men and women. So yeah, if we want to talk about something that needs to get reformed first, let's reform the VA so it's easier for veterans to get taken a look at. Let's reform the amenities that we offer to these men and women who are out there on the street and get them taken care of, or at least, you know, at the very least, if they're at the end of their life, and I'm not talking about suicide or anything, but if their health is that bad and they're dying, at least give them some peace of mind, somewhere to stay. I mean, I, as a taxpayer, would not have any problems in that. I already pay almost 20% in tax on my checks. Why can't that go towards these men and women?
I agree. I think that people, you know, and again, the people who go out and they are willing to give, you know, their lives and put their lives on the line. And not everybody's putting their life on the line by joining the military. But if you're still willing to commit that time and service, I think that there should be something dedicated to those people in return. You know, like I say, but a lot of those people shouldn't be strung out and on the streets.
Well, you know, the problem with it is that they feel like lifetime insurance is good enough for people who have honorably been discharged, and that's not enough. I mean, your insurance program is a joke. Most people have put off going to the VA for a majority of their lives just because of how hard it is to get in there and get themselves taken care of. And that's an issue. I mean, you just seen what happened with, was it John Stewart and the fireman who's leading the charge for the 9/11 fund to take care of the men and women who went in there, and now they're getting like symptoms of cancer and certain types of cancers that's related to the debris of the buildings and when they fell. Rand Paul just said that he is going to propose an amenity to the bill to make sure spending is done correctly, when all they're asking for is $10.9 billion for the next 77 years, which will run to 2099. I mean, seriously, we're talking about the first responders from the 9/11 incident. I mean, why is that a hard bill to pass for these people? I mean, really, at the end of the day, conservative Democrats, our government, they want us looking at a stupid issue like the immigration shit, so that way they can get away with the other shit, the shit that they're not taking care of Americans. You know, they're not taking care of the people that need to be taken care of first. They want you to look at it and be like, oh, wow, look at all these people that showed up. I mean, it's really a fucking stupid thing. You see how they stop the caravans, but what's wrong with making sure that they have some fresh water, or at least somewhere that stays out of this fucking Texas heat? I mean, I know most motherfuckers around here don't know what that fucking feels like, but Fuck, man. That's my biggest complaint. Is like, fuck, just, if you got them, that's fine. I don't mind. Process them, send them back, do whatever you have to, but at least treat them like a human fucking being. Don't fucking just sit there and expect them to fucking live in a fucking front yard cage and that'd be it.
Got one last question for you, Tenny. I know I said that was the last one I had, but I actually got one last question for you. Will you be participating in the storming of Area 51?
Well, shit, man. I contemplated it. And it's not like because I want to go into Area 51. I just want to go out there and video what happens. Like, I swear to God, I hope it's real. I hope people show up because that's going to be the most funniest shit that's ever happened in my lifetime.
Oh, man.
Like I don't know how they're going to do it. Are they going to carpet bomb them, drone strike these motherfuckers?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of motherfuckers to take out. But, I kind of wanted to see what's going on. But it's on my birthday, so I can't waste a birthday doing that nonsense. But,
you know what? I got a question for you. I mean, were y'all about to do that hangout out there in Nevada? Y'all going to be out there in Vegas, right?
Yeah, but it's going to be in November.
Yeah, so y'all ain't that far from it. I mean, well, if it's in November and it's not in September, I was about to say y'all can go over there and get firsthand footage.
Yeah, we'll go see what's left of the aftermath. It'll probably be a big, just ground zero type blast area. Who knows? And just it'll be bad. We'll go get some footage and see what we can use some B-roll.
Get the aftermath.
Yeah, it'll be bad. Okay. Well, you know what, Teddy, man, I appreciate you calling in and sharing a different perspective and a passionate perspective. From the other side of it. So that's what's happening. That's what it's all about: seeing different perspectives, different views, and different opinions on these topics. Anything else that you would like to add?
Man, I'm gonna let y'all know 100%. I'm half white, half Mexican, but Viva La Raza, motherfucker. I side with the brown side every time.
Already. Orale. But that's what's happening. Shout out to Ted, man. Appreciate you calling in, Teddy, man.
Yep.
Already. Very good call. Very, very good call. Interesting. This call that's coming up, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to take this call. I'm gonna take it, but I don't want to take this call. I wish I could skip it. I shouldn't have said anything online. I should just act like I didn't hear it. Oh, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Kenneth.
Who?
Kenneth, Honcho, Kenneth.
No, Jair, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind?
Kenneth, but first and foremost, I want to say what's up to everybody in the den. Thank y'all for tuning in. But how's your day today, man? Honcho, how'd it go today?
It's a day, just like any other day. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I have no complaints.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. By the way, Miss Bell, I'm not a child. I don't know what exactly are you talking about. I'm actually 18. You know what I'm saying? I'm well mature child. You know what I'm saying? I'm still young, but I'm actually grown.
Look, I don't know what's going on in 2019. But the kids are aging instead of in years. Like they up and up in months. They could be like one age like 2 months ago, and all of a sudden they like a couple of years later. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 2 months ago, a particular individual was like, 15, 16. Now they about to be 18, and this Jair character, he like 22 now. But carry on.
Yeah, man, but yeah, look, I just want to add on to it. I want to ask y'all a few questions, man. Look, I want a genuine answer. I don't want y'all to sit here and get smart and all that other shit, man. Look, a few days ago, we were...
Go ahead.
Hey, shut up. And I'm really not a young man. I'm 16.
So anyway, like we were talking about, we got to come up with solutions to figure out this problem, because how do you see these people getting detained? You see these people getting all right. So you want to try that again?
Hey, what's up, Honcho?
Yeah, you want to try that again?
I'm gonna just get into my car, man. I ain't gonna fuck to you.
Okay, all right.
All right, man. But look, like I really want to join in. And it's like a few days ago we were in the I forgot we were discussing something about the black community, and we said that niggas have all of these chances and opportunities to make something out of themselves, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, they have the opportunities, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? They just sit there and do absolutely nothing with their lives.
Eating
So
hot
I want to know.
Cheetos
I
and
want to
shit.
ask you, Honcho. What exactly is the problem of immigrants coming in here? You know what I'm saying, and taking advantage of these opportunities that you niggas don't take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? What exactly is the problem? Because all of y'all have all of these resources. Y'all have had these resources for years on years on years. You know what I'm saying? And if someone wants to come in here and take advantage of it, it's all of a sudden a problem. I don't understand that, man. And look, another thing that I want to say is, look, I could have sworn the American dream is to take advantage of the opportunity that you have. You know what I'm saying? From all over the world, people come here to look for a better life. Am I right or wrong?
But there's a process that you must go through. So you believe in open borders? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, Hunter, that's not what I'm trying to say, man. Look.
Okay, so I got another question for you, right? I got another question for you real quick. Kid, are you an Xbox or a PlayStation guy?
PlayStation.
Okay, so say you bought your PlayStation. I don't know when the latest generation came out, 2 or 3 years ago, right? But say you just didn't play it. Would it be all right for just somebody just walk in your house and start playing your PlayStation? You come home from school, just some random nigga just playing your PlayStation, whether you took the opportunity to play it or not? Would you be okay with that?
No.
Okay.
I would not.
Okay, carry on.
I understand where you're coming from, man. I understand where you're coming from with that, but it's like, I don't understand what exactly is the problem, but that's a whole different thing, Honcho. You know what I'm saying? This is different. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's say that, we have a lot of these dudes that they have an opportunity to sit and go to high school and finish and get a high school diploma for whatever the reason is, man. They have the opportunity to go to high school and graduate, but they choose not to. Everyone has that chance. Everyone has the opportunity to do so. It's completely free. School is free and all of this. And then let's say that a kid let's say El Salvador, the education system over there may not be as good, and their parents bring them over here, illegally to try to come get a better life for the kid. You know what I'm saying? Because the kid was born into these fucked up conditions, or whatever the reason may be. They were born there, and they're trying to find something to do better for their kids. You know what I'm saying? So what's wrong with the kid coming over here and trying to graduate high school and make something out of himself? When a lot of these people that come in here, they don't do that. A lot of the people that are born already here don't come in here and do that with themselves, man.
But I
you
mean,
know what I'm saying? You have a lot of friends of yours that come in here that were born here are doing absolutely nothing right now with their lives. Why is it that it's wrong when we come in here and we take advantage of those opportunities? You know what I mean?
So you admitted that you're an illegal immigrant. Is that what you're saying?
Me, no, but some people, yes, they are.
So you just put your weed with the meat. But here's my deal, man. I don't have any problem with anybody taking whatever decision they choose to make. I'm all about risk, reward factor, and if you feel like it is worth the risk of you coming here and doing what you have to do to have a better life, I'm not opposed to. If you can get away with it, it's a lot of people that break the rules, and if you get away with it, I'm all for it, man. Like if you find a way to find loopholes to beat the system, whatever it is, I'm not mad at you. But there are protocols that should be in place to prevent just everybody going willy-nilly and just say, okay, we're just going to have complete anarchy. So if somebody does that and they beat the system and they come in and, hey, man, take advantage, beat every low-life, non-attempting motherfucker out there, and, hopefully you can hire them later when you have a business. Them niggas can, be doing whatever they got going on. I'm not opposed to that. But here's the deal. There are rules and protocols put in place to prevent certain things from happening because the system can only sustain so much. Resources are finite, and opportunities, I feel like, should be given to the people who were there first. Whether it's generations of families that have been paying taxes into this country, people that have whatever view you have, if you feel like people who've built this country, if you've had history in this country or whatever it is, or somebody just saying, hey, there's better opportunity over there. Well, what about the people like, say, your family, for instance, right? Y'all did it the right way, right?
Say what again?
Y'all immigrated the right way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you feel like that is it fair for someone to do it illegally? Do you feel like it's just the same as what you did, or do you feel like that diminishes the process that you went through?
See, the thing is, my family is an outlier to the rule. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad was already here, and we already had enough money to make the process go through. Like I said, that process is so expensive, and most people don't have that. And when Mike called in and said that all the people in the Central American countries are living well, I wouldn't even go that far. There's a bunch of teachers with degrees, teachers, doctors. What are they doing right now? They're not even going. Like I said, I called in earlier. Teachers aren't even going to work. Why? Because their salary is so slow. You know what I'm saying? Doctors, they're not going to work. Public, they work at these public hospitals. They're not going to work. Why? Because their salaries are so low. There's not even enough. So when you say that everyone is well off, all these doctors and all this other shit are well off, no, they not, my dude. They're not even doing well for themselves while having degrees. So it's like the opportunity for you to make these papers and file it the right way. Not only that, it takes so much time. There's sometimes that it takes upwards to 8, 9, 10 years for these papers to even go through. In some cases, in some instances, you know what I'm saying? It takes that much time for those papers to go through. So what do you want these people to do? You want these people to just sit there and wait for 10 years while these papers go through, while being in the middle of a gang fight, while being in a territorial fight in between. Every day you have to wake up. You don't even know if you're going to make it back home because why? Because they shooting around your neighborhood every single day. And this is real life. We ain't talking about no fake shit, my nigga. Kids can't even go to school. Why? Because teachers can't even go to work because they're not even getting paid enough to go over there. You got you know what I'm saying? You got kids over there that literally have to clean the toilets at their own school because none of these niggas, because they don't have enough money to hire teachers. I mean, to hire to hire custodians. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason. Like, there's a lot of shit that y'all don't see that are in these Central American countries that we actually see. Like people like me have seen, people like Tenny have seen with our own two eyes that a lot of y'all don't see, and y'all just go off of what you hear that's going on in these Central American countries. Bro, people with, like I said, people with degrees are not living well off. I can guarantee it right now. I am telling you this from experience. My aunt, she can't even go to work. We literally have, my family over here has to send her money because why? She's a teacher. Teachers don't get paid nothing. They get paid lower, I think somewhere around the minimum wage that we get paid. That's what teachers are making. I think something lower than that. So when you come in here and you say that these teachers are well off, teachers, doctors, no, they're not. The only people that are doing really well off in some of these Central American countries are people with these high degrees, and I'm talking about surgeons and politicians. That I can make the case are doing well off, and I completely understand, you know what I'm saying? And when people come over here, they're not, when people come looking for asylum, and you say, Honcho, you say go to Mexico to find asylum. What am I supposed to do in Mexico? I'm just supposed to stay there and find asylum for what? For a month or 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and I'm just supposed to have my family sitting there for what? For all this time, and I'm not supposed to advance in life?
Asylum doesn't mean better living, better job. Asylum means you're escaping from some type of pressure, either political threats or death threats, or like you said, gang violence or whatever. That's not a direct entitlement to saying, okay, well, here's a better job, here's opportunity.
Honcho.
Go ahead.
I got you. Okay, Honcho. So check this out. So let's say that my family is still broke as fuck, we poor as fuck, but we're trying to escape a gang war that we have going on in the neighborhood, and we flee to Mexico. Mexico's still fucked up as we speak itself. You know what I'm saying? They're not as bad as some of these Central American countries, but Mexico still ain't gonna cut it.
Okay, but what does that have? But if you go to Mexico, are you still involved in the same gang war that you were initially escaping? No. Okay, so now you're okay, but asylum doesn't mean here's opportunity. Asylum means we will grant you protection from the situation you were in. It's not saying we're going to give you protection, we're going to give you a job, we're going to give you insurance, we're going to give you health care, whatever. That's not what asylum means, and that's what people got to understand. You got to separate that. Now, is it unfortunate to go to a situation?
Okay, Honcho. Let's throw asylum out of the equation.
That's what they're trying to do. That's why we're in trouble now.
Okay, let's throw that shit out of the equation. Fuck asylum. All right, let's see. These families are still broke as fuck, still in the middle, still can't advance in life. You know what I'm saying? They go to Mexico to try to find some jobs. Ain't shit going on in Mexico either. What exactly do you expect these families to go do? Are you expect them to just sit there? While they escape one problem, they still got 15 more problems in the back of their mind. So what are we supposed to be doing?
I mean, that's tough, man. That's a very tough situation. But so basically what you're saying, though, is that we need to just open the borders and let everybody who's having an issue come in and find a way to benefit their family. That's what you're saying.
I can't even say that. Honestly, it's like
That's what
It's
you're
a
saying, though.
hard thing to do.
But that's what because there's so many. It's a lot of people with problems, apparently,
But
right?
it's a lot of it's a lot of caveats to it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't just say let everyone else.
But how do you
But I would
differentiate?
say,
How do you get to pick and choose? And this is what I'm saying. If anybody just comes and says, "Hey, man, I'm having a problem," how am I supposed to pick and choose and know who is really having a situation, who really isn't having a situation? If that's the case, and you're saying, say, a country like what was it, Venezuela, that's going through some shit right now.
Venezuela completely fucked up.
So why wouldn't everybody just say, hey man, fuck Venezuela, we all going to America now. We finna slide. That's all everybody throw a little bit on the gas and we finna go to America. So the whole country of Venezuela just comes to America. They're having problems. Are we supposed to do that? This is what I'm saying. And this is why I say asylum doesn't guarantee that. And you're saying the charges does not talk about asylum, but then you're talking about a completely different concept. And it's fucked up. Yes, it is. It's fucked up. But like Miss Grace called and said, you try to go anywhere else and just stay with an American visa or passport, which is probably one of the most powerful in the world, or United States, probably one of the most powerful in the world that grants you access to any country. There's countries that you can get a passport and try to come to America that you will not get in. There's places that you can try to go other places you will not get in. But all I'm saying is, I'm getting some lag, but YouTube don't like me having this conversation. But what I'm saying, it's fucked up. But there are certain protocols that are in place for certain reasons. If it was the ability to save the entire world, man, I would love for it to happen. Everybody have a job and everybody be able to contribute and everybody be able to do something. That would be great. That would be amazing. But that's not going to happen. So what I'm saying is, if you're letting one family in, let them break the rules because there's a problem and there's no real opportunities here. Well, if they're in that country and there's no opportunity, it means nobody else in that country really has an opportunity. So we just might as well let everybody in. Then what happens when all the opportunities are taken up and you more people coming because they're hoping and believing that there's opportunities here, but yet they've all been obtained. Then what happens?
Right. I mean, I feel like there should be some sort of regulation system too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how you will fix it. Honestly, it's hard to fix this situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have the answer myself, but I just feel like I needed to bring y'all that perspective of things to the table. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, Honcho, I can't even come up with an answer because it's so hard. You know what I'm saying? It's a difficult situation to come up with, man.
And
that's all I want to add to the line.
Okay. And so, but would you agree that, and again, like I say, you have taken advantage of the situation. I'm not saying take advantage. Y'all followed the proper protocol. Things were a good enough situation for you to get here, be able to use the system in your favor. And then now that you're here, I hope that you're taking advantage because you was slacking in class a little bit, had to get on your ass a little bit. But, that hopefully you're doing better in your class and you're taking advantage of the opportunities because you know what you were lacking. And even in that, you can't be concerned about what them other niggas ain't doing. Fuck them niggas, man. Like, honestly, all you can control is yourself, and you want to create the best opportunities for yourself. So, I mean, I understand everything else that's happening to everybody, and it's a fucked up thing. But in reality, there ain't enough for everybody. Somebody's always going to get fucked over. Somebody's always going to get left out. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way the world is, man. Because if you just let everybody do everything, then it's complete anarchy, it's complete chaos. And then nobody's winning. Everybody's fucked up. And that's what some people are trying to push. There's some people out there who are telling you under the guise of one thing, well, this is fair, this is for everybody. But in reality, there are people who want anarchy in America, and they want to undermine everything that's going on here. They are very disingenuous. But again, I know that you're looking from I want to say that you're coming from a sincere point, and I'm not going to say that's what you're trying to do. You're just looking at your experience and your views. So, I appreciate you sharing that, Kemah.
Yeah. Oh, one thing, Honcho. K. Grace, I know you're not talking about Mexicans being overweight. My nigga, have you seen Texas, my guy? Have you seen this? My nigga, man, I'm out the line, man. Man, fuck out of here. All right,
Kenneth is also
look
speaking.
Look at Honcho, for example. Honcho 290. I'm out, man.
See, Kenneth is speaking from personal experience of being on the larger spectrum of the scale. He's got some footwork issues that he's working on, and that weight is kind of, keeping him off balance a little bit. But he'll get it down. He'll get it down. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hello, my brother. It's Javier Escuela.
Javier, the school?
Yes, I think you know my brother, Dutch Vanderlyn. But I like to speak on the topic if you allow me to, please.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this is like a Hispanic accent or an African accent. It sounds like a bad combination of both. Where are you from, Javier?
Como mis americanos, okay. Espera. Oh, you gotta understand. You Americans are very, very impotent in the fact that this is a much complex topic than you realize. You see, my friend, Dutch had a plan, and his ideology was pretty simple, brother. And his ideology was that the American dream, like everyone talks about, is fake. It's an illusion. You see, back in Mexico, I killed a very powerful leader, and I joined Dutch's gang. And he took me in as a brother. He took me in as his own son. And as I've been going through this American journey, I realized how corrupt every American citizen, every American is. Okay? Esos pinches putos gringos. Do you understand that?
Whoa!
At
All
the
this,
end of
all
the
this
day, it's all up.
racism, all this racism is unnecessary. Whoa! Me.
I'm talking about the people that have the money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. You gotta understand that.
Okay, the dinero. Yes.
Because at the end of the day, people are here and everyone in here talking about we are taking jobs, we're taking everything. We're not taking everything. We're taking advantage of the opportunities. People that don't understand what tough work really means. Okay, my brother?
Sí, mi hermano.
Como mis compadres dijo en México, dale todo con chinga, man.
I'm gonna be honest, this is horrible stuff that's going on here right now.
But to conclude my point, what I'm talking about is you got to understand that the immigration is not going to stop. We are going to always find we're always going to find a way to cross the border, you know.
Are you guys crossing
to get into America?
Are you using the drones to cross into the border?
It doesn't matter. We can get El Chapo to.
El Chapo just got life in prison. What are you talking about? Like today, he got life in prison.
Well, yeah, but guess what? He's gonna escape because of us again. We're gonna make sure he comes back to his hometown, and we're gonna take the necessary measurements to get him out. Whether it be to kill every security guard or doesn't matter. We're gonna get him back. I promise you that.
How much does he pay?
But anyway, Honcho, I like to just conclude that be careful because one of my brothers, Arthur Morgan, he was an American gringo just like a lot of people in this country. And he betrayed us. And so now we're going to come back and we're going to take what's ours, okay? This country never belonged to the American white people. It always belonged to the Native Americans. It always belonged to the minorities. And we're going to take it back. Okay, Honcho?
Okay. Well, I guess so. Do I get my piece out of this? Do I have to put in some work or do I just come up with after y'all taking everything back? Do I just go get the check? Like when y'all send the check in the mail? How does that work?
Honcho, you just got to join Dutch's gang. That's all, man. Trust me. We are revolutionaries. We're outlaws. We make the rules, not the corrupt bastards in this society, okay? We are the true American dream.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take your word for it. Well, I appreciate your call. What was that? Escuela?
Yes, Javier Escuela.
Javier Escuela. Okay. All right. All right. I didn't think they had phones back then in your time. I don't know how you learned how to use a cell phone, but hey, more power to you. And I appreciate the call there, mi amigo.
Bueno, pues.
Some of y'all know who that is. Some of y'all don't know who that is. Some of y'all are probably like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Yes, that is definitely something different. I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna leave that there's a stranger amongst you. I'll leave that at that. Y'all can figure out the triple OGs know who it is, man. The quadruple OGs definitely know who it is. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, dude? It's Bretto.
Bretto.
Yay!
What's the motherfucking deal, Bretto? What's on your mind this evening?
Oh, man, dude. Woo! All right, dude. All right. Let me get started here. Okay. Now, everybody's going to flip out because it's going to be a white dude talking about illegal immigrants. They're going to say, oh, he's fucking racist. He's racist. Yeah, he's racist. No, I'm not. Bretto's not racist. Bretto's not I got to start this off by saying that as a disclaimer, because people are going to say Bretto's racist. No, he's not. Bretto has love for everybody. And I just want to say that I love illegal immigrants. I love them. To be honest with you, Honcho, I've banged a few of them, bro. I have.
Didn't even ask you for a green card.
Oh, dude, I need to pull that scam and be like, all right, I'll get the green card, homegirl. I need to get into that, bro. But, just recently I was dating some old Mexican lady who wasn't documented because I'm an OG like that, bro. But anyways, what I want to say, because I'm in California, man, and, I got a lot of friends, and I know a whole lot of people here who are undocumented. I got a lot of them. But check this out. I would never snitch on any of them. Because, to be honest with you, most of them are really cool people. They're really nice people. They're hard workers, And, I would never want to see them or anybody get deported. I would never want to see them get deported, never. Because, all of them that I know, they all have families. All of them, they all have kids and whatnot. A lot of kids. But there was that one call that called earlier today, and she was saying how, what was it? She was saying that one dude went through the stop sign, and he hit a car or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah.
And people were telling him, no, don't do it, just go away. And she was like, no, I'm going to call the cops. To be honest with you, I probably would have turned a blind eye if I was in her shoes. But, even though I would have turned a blind eye, I understand why she would call the cops. Because I wouldn't have called the cops unless he would have hit my car or property or my family or friend's car or property. But, I could understand why she would call the cops, and I don't blame her at all, because check this out. If a guy would have fled, and then the owner of the car would be fucked. His insurance might not even cover him, so he would have been fucked. Some guy hits his car and nobody's there, so you're fucked. You know what I mean? So I can understand that. You know what I mean, Honcho?
Yeah.
What was the caller's name?
Oh, you're talking about Miss Grace. But even if you didn't report him, and say nobody was hurt in that incident, do you think that kind of enables them to do something? I'm not saying that they're deliberately running stop signs and running into people, but if there's no repercussions for an incident, do you think that's makes them more likely to do it again?
Well, I mean, like I said, that's what I'm saying. I just wouldn't want to get involved with that to begin with. But if it happened on my street and it happened to a friend or a family or a neighbor, yeah, I would have called the cops. Yeah, probably. Of course, yeah. Especially my property. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. My friends. But like I said, I don't even blame her. I understand why she would do that. Because, like I said, if that motherfucker might not have been able, his insurance might not have covered it. So he would have had to pocket that shit out of his own. That's some bullshit. So I understand. I don't blame her at all. You know, I think she did the right thing, and that's all I want to say.
Brother, I got a question for you, brother, if you don't mind me. What part of Cali are you from, brother?
Northern California. I don't want to get into too much details about where I'm from because there's probably some stalkers and shit.
Yeah. If you're anywhere near Sacramento, female pimp.
Oh yeah, I'm near Sac.
Okay, female pimp wants to give up some of that ass to you. She says she loves your voice, and she's in Sac Town, so she'll give you all of her pistachios for a meet and greet. So,
well, I'm more closer to the Bay, but I'm in the middle. I'm near Sac. I'm near the Bay.
Okay.
You know, yeah. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I want to talk about. There's a big misconception, Honcho, when it comes to illegal immigration. People always say this. They say, you know, this is the saying, but I'm going to say what people say to counter this. And this is true when they say they're going to steal jobs, which it's true, but then they say people that support illegal immigration, they'll say, well, that's not true because they're only taking the jobs nobody wants. That's not fucking true, Honcho. They're not coming here just to take the jobs nobody wants. That's not fucking true at all. And that's what I'm saying. That's the big fucking misconception about the fucking thing. Like, people say, oh, well, they only come here because, you know, they want to pick fruit or clean toilets. And to be honest with you, I don't want to sound like a PC piece of shit, but that's not true. And quite frankly, I think that's fucking racist to think like, oh, they're only coming here to get the shitty jobs. Like, Honcho, if you came from another country and you're making like $3 an hour, would you go to America to make $5 an hour? Like, to pick fruit and clean fucking toilets? Get the fuck out of here. Or make $1 more an hour. I'm not gonna fucking come there to make $1 more an hour. I'm gonna go there to make like $20 more an hour. Yeah. You know, Honcho, we want to be doing all that fucking shit. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, risk my life and do all that shit just to pick some old dirty strawberries? No.
But check this out. I got to say something really important. Okay. All right? It's going to make sense to everybody here, even people that support illegal immigration. Right? Some immigrants in this country, in their country, I mean, they're electricians, they're plumbers, carpenters, engineers, truck drivers, mechanics, top-notch chefs. I mean, some of these chefs are better than fucking Gordon Ramsay. Some of the illegals here. You know that, right, Honcho?
No,
they went to culinary school and everything. You know what I mean? Some are doctors, lawyers, accountants, and even businessmen. You know what I mean? So to think like these, they're human beings, is what I'm saying. They have a skill. You know, they're in their country, they're truck drivers or they're mechanics or engineers or whatnot, and they're making like $7 or $8 an hour. They can come here to the United States making $30-something an hour. Those are the kind of jobs that are at risk. You know what I mean? So when people say, oh, they're only coming here for the shitty jobs, that's not fucking true, dude. And that's the kind of, like, if I was a mechanic in Mexico, I would do the same thing. If I could say, oh, well, if I could go to America and be making $25 more an hour, I'm getting the fuck out of this place. And you know, you would too, bro. If you were in that situation, I'd be like, fuck this, I'm out of here. But here's the thing, Honcho. Illegal immigration will never go away. Do you know why, Honcho?
Why is that?
Because it's the corporations that do it. You know? They're the one, because they can pay someone here illegally less than minimum wage, under the counter. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they're the ones that are pushing this shit. And there's now this is horrible to say, but check this out. The only way, I mean, it's horrible, but if you really wanted to get rid of illegal immigration, there's only one way to do it. You know how to do it?
How's that?
You're going to have to arrest people that hire illegal immigrants. That's the only fucking way. If you really think about it, also, it is, seriously. Now, do you really think somebody would risk going to prison to hire somebody to pay them fucking $2 less than minimum wage? Fuck no, dude. I wouldn't. If I ran a business, even if I was a little scoundrel like that, hiring people like that, like illegal people under the counter committing crimes like that, I wouldn't fucking take a risk like, oh shit, I'll go to prison if I hire this guy. See what I'm saying? That's the only way you would ever be able to do it, is if you fucking just put people in prison if they hire them. If you started doing that, I guarantee you the immigration would stop. It would.
That's a very good point. That's very good. I agree with you about that. They're not taking the menial jobs because somebody mentioned landscaping, construction. Trust me, I've seen in construction. I know, especially here in this area, if you're not Hispanic or you don't have a Hispanic friend or someone who is Hispanic to wreck you into a construction job, you fuck out of luck. Like the Hispanics own construction in these parts.
Oh, fuck. It's like here in California, too, bud.
Yeah,
Here in California, too.
And then
Not only that, but I'm sorry, what?
No, I was talking about the as far as landscaping and stuff too, like that. Like I said, landscaping crew that's always coming around here. I mean, everywhere.
Here too, man.
It's Hispanic, all of them. Like I said, even when I was doing landscaping, I had a lot of things going on. I had some places all over town, and you'd be in different neighborhoods, and you would see every other crew. I might have been like the only black guy doing something, but there were crews that were, completely Hispanic, and they were getting it in. I'm not mad at them, but those are good paying jobs. Those aren't just, like you said, that ain't just minimum wage. That ain't just bottom of the barrel labor. Like landscaping is good money. You know what I'm saying? So
is truck drivers. There's a lot of truck drivers here that are illegals. You know that, right? Hella truck drivers. And another thing is, what was I going to say? Oh, road workers here in California. Is it like that in Texas too?
Man, look, I'm not even going to get into the details of it, but yes, it is. Personally, I know some of the biggest, getting some of the biggest contracts in the Houston area for specific crew, and I know the kids of the people who started that business. And they're a bunch of spoiled little whatevers. We ain't gonna get into that, but yeah, I mean everywhere. And I mean, there's nothing but Hispanics. They don't hire anything else, and so that's part of the thing too. Is like, that's why I say there's good and bad. Like, I think when you're looking from a Hispanic perspective, you may be saying, well, what's so bad about this, and this? Well, in certain fields, you may have an advantage. And this is just no joke.
Yeah.
But then I can't blame them. You're looking out for your own, because this is something I say as black folks should do. And I don't blame any other culture that does look out for their own. I don't blame if Asians do it. I don't blame if white people do it or whatever, because somebody's going to do it.
But the problem with that, though, is you don't need to have a whole lot of skill. It's not like a truck driver, a mechanic, something like that, to be a road worker. But those are good paying jobs here in California. You get paid $20-something an hour. And I think that's fucked up, because like people that are low skilled, like they're going to give it to somebody illegally. You know what I mean? Like, that's not right, dude. That's fucking wrong. You know what I mean? That is so fucking wrong. And a lot of these are, they're government contracts, like what you said. And, but fucking, god damn, dude. I mean, fuck. I mean, I don't blame them because they want to get the fuck out of there. But like I said, that's the misconception here. And like I said, everybody knows now what's up. Like, I don't give a fuck about if you're here illegally. It's none of my goddamn business. Unless you fuck with me, my family, then it's a whole nother story. But like I said, people need to know about this misconception. It's not as fucking simple as you might think. And I hate it when people bring that argument up. Because like I said, I don't give a shit about illegal immigrants. But if they come here illegally, I don't give a fuck. But my thing is, like I'm saying, that's not true. If you actually think that they're going to come here just to pick fruit and clean toilets, that's a fucking lie, dude. That's a fucking lie. Some do. Some of the probably not as skilled workers probably do. But for the most part, no, that's not true. Most of them aren't going to come over here to be making shitty wages like that. They're making the same wage like that down in Mexico. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, man, you got anything else you want to add, Honcho?
No, that's all I got. That's all I got, bro.
All right, man. You have a good one, Honcho. Take it easy.
You too. But I'm glad Berto called in and shared that point. It's a very, very valid point, because I told you when I was doing some construction, some contracting, some things like that, only black dude on the site, honestly. And this is the thing, and this is why I say, when we get down to the nitty gritty of it, and everyone's, why does it always got to get racial? But it's not necessarily about being racial. It's just niggas. That's why I get on black people. I say the shit that I say, because y'all don't take advantage of shit. We sit here wasting time complaining and doing all this other shit instead of taking opportunities and making opportunities for not only ourselves but the kids and the future. Hispanics do that. The parents come here, they get on, they put their sons on, they put their cousins on, and again, every gig that I've gotten is because I have close ties with Hispanic people. And so because of that, because I have such good relationship, they know my work ethic, they know how I get down, they know, what all I'm about. And they have no problem, you know. Yeah, hey, we got you, man. We got and so that's the only time. But if you go on these sites, man, nothing but Hispanics. I won't say all Mexicans, but y'all know what I mean when I say Mexican, Hispanic. I use them interchangeably. But that's it. Like, just keeping it real, man. Like, front door fucking sad. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You know, the thing about it, front door food, they took it in, they say front door comido, and then or whatever, comida, whatever it was, and they took it and ran with it, FDC. But you know, that's the thing. That's the thing about it. I have no friends with female pimp. I will not associate with female pimp type people. But that's my thing, and so that's why I say, you know, when I get so frustrated, like we sit here crying about, you know, and that's why I get mad when we get to certain black issues. That's why I say I talk about self-sufficiency and these things. Who gives a fuck about all that other stuff in the past? Like I say, I understand giving a fuck. I don't want to say who gives a fuck about it, but there are more important issues, you know, especially when it comes to communities, neighborhoods, and all these things. We talk about gentrification and all that other shit. If you have people who are able to come from other countries, basically start a monopoly in certain industries and come up from doing the bottom of the barrel stuff to putting people on and then, you know, really taking those things over. What is the excuse once you've been here? You know, it just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. So, you know, I have no friends. I have no friends. Y'all are my only friends. I don't talk to y'all. My thing is, man, my friends are like this. I go months without talking to my friends. Because most of my friends don't even use the internet, honestly. Like, some of my closest friends, and again, I use friends as I'm very stingy with the word friend, okay? The friends that I have, like I say, you know, we've either gotten into some type of shenanigans, which was some type of dirt, some type of life-threatening activity, or some of that nature. Like the majority of my friends, we've been on it's been some type of test to the friendship for me to just say friends. Like, and that's not to dismiss anybody, but that's why I say usually when I say friends, I call them like family because we have very, very close bonds. It's not like, you know, that's just what it is. And I have very few. I probably got a handful, if that. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, you know, went through a lot of shit. A lot of people jumped ship. I'm talking about when I was down bad, with a lot of people really trying to fuck with me. When I was, it was cool, people fuck with you. When you down bad, people jump ship. So I looked at that and said, you know, hey, won't fool me twice. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den? This seems to be the last call of the evening. Who we got calling in tonight?
What's going on, Hunter? This is your boy, Man Up Here.
What's the motherfucking deal? Man up. What's on your mind this evening?
Well, Honcho, I'm sitting here listening, you know, to the show, and I kind of agree with the last caller. I think illegal immigration is not going to stop. I mean, I have my thoughts on it because, look, check this out, man. I put it like this here. A lot of people are illegal immigrants of a whole lot of countries, not just America. They go for whatever their personal reasons may be, to start a fresh new life, to try to be with family or escape crime-ridden, where they're from or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like moving from state to state, city to city. You know what I'm saying? You're going somewhere else fresh for whatever your reasons may be. But it's not going to stop. Now, I do think that America is going about illegal immigration all wrong. Building a damn wall ain't going to stop nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make any damn sense, you know, in my personal opinion. But I do think that, I do agree with you, though. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come here, you know, it's your business, do you. But there are proper protocols that everybody must go through. There are certain rules that everybody must follow. You know, that's just following the law in your city, your state, your country. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to abide by these laws, whether we like it or not. It's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think a lot of laws and a lot of things that we do in this country is stupid and ridiculous, and I can have my opinions on it, but that they are there, and we all must follow them. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. No matter how hypocritical we may think they are, you know what I'm saying? We all got to follow. And I agree with your analogy that you gave. I forgot what Kenneth, I think his name is, about the PlayStation. You know, you had a good point. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, man, we here in this country, we have the opportunities. I think we're born into this and we're spoiled by it. And we don't, a lot of us don't realize the opportunity we have in this country. Excuse me. Sorry about that. A lot of people don't realize the opportunity that we have. I think a lot of reasons why people from other countries take advantage of it because they come from somewhere where they don't have these opportunities to do certain things. And they see it, and that's their goal, and they only focus on doing whatever it is they come here to do. And for example, someone might come here to be doctors because they know where they're from, it's next to impossible to become a doctor. So they'll come here in this country, you know, work their ass off, become a doctor, and then be successful because that's the only thing they're focused on. They're not focused on the money. They're not focused on women. They're not focused on men. They're not focused on cars, trying to live lavish lifestyles. No, they just see straight ahead, and that's where they're going. They're not looking out sideways or backwards. And I think us here in this country, we are. Now, to go and talk about what the last caller was saying about that they'll only do jobs that other people that we won't do here. I think that joke started with D.L. Hughley back in the day on Kings of Comedy. You know, and I think that is a little bit racist. I mean, yeah, someone might come here and do jobs that we don't want to do, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Nothing is wrong with that. But I do agree with that last caller. You know, some places they work their butt off doing the same thing that we doing. For example, they might be doing construction, building an office building, getting paid $5 an hour. You come here, construction, building an office building, getting paid $20, $30 an hour. Of course, a lot of them is going to want to come here. They doing the same work, or maybe less work for way more money. So of course, now I do not agree with how they are separating these kids from their families, from their adults, that is. Because I've seen some things on the news, man, where these kids were like put in cages, like dog cages and shit like that, away from their families. And I just thought that was just so ridiculous. That is just so wrong. You don't want nobody doing your kids like that. You know what I'm saying? If they took a vacation to Japan or whatever, and you know, things happen to where they, I don't know, what something could happen where they might be a legal immigrant over there. You know what I'm saying? They might lose their passport. I'm just going to use that as an example. They might lose their passport. And then all of a sudden, now they are a illegal immigrant. And now you might get mad at how they treating your kids over there. So I'm saying, so just because the parents decide to come here and try to have a better life does not mean you mistreat them kids. It don't mean you mistreat the parents either, but you definitely do not mistreat the kids. So I think the way the Americans are going about this is ridiculous. I think the best way to do this, if you want to come here to America for a better life, I think there are ways that you should go by it. My personal opinion is this here. If you want to come here, okay, fine. Yeah, go through all the proper background checks, protocol tests, and whatever crap that they have them do, and that's cool. But don't treat them like they some damn wild animals locked up in cages and stuff, because that ain't going to do nothing but start an enraged attack, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? People just going to get frustrated and pissed off about it. Look how you did my kids, and now they're going to want, you know, some revenge. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you mess with people's kids or their livelihood, people are bound to snap. And that's just something that you should not do. You know what I'm saying? So, because I know somebody mess with my daughter, I'm just going to go crazy. I'm just going to believe it like that.
But what about the people who are willing to risk, you know, basically life and limb. You know, we were talking about that picture earlier about the kid, the guy who died with his daughter in the water, which was extremely sad. But like, you know, what about those type of situations? If you're putting your child, in harm's way to cross the border or to get across or to sneak across, then you do, you know, get deported. And you do it again and again, you know, multiple times or whatever it may be. What about that side of the issue? How do you feel about that?
Well, if you're putting your own child at risk, you deserve the harshest punishment you can get. Do not put your child at risk. I get what people are trying to do. They're trying to find better opportunity in life. You know what I'm saying? For their kids, for their families. I get it. Everybody wants that. Even people that not trying to leave the country or where they're from. I get that. Everybody wants to do that. But it's always a certain way you go about things. Now, I have seen one to where a dad was trying to come here several times, and he got deported back from Mexico. Now, I didn't see anything about kids, though. I'll put it like that. I mean, he might have had some kids with him or something. I don't know, but I didn't see anything. But if they're trying to come here and they putting their kids' life at risk, I think, yeah, now you're going about it the wrong way, and now there should be some kind of repercussions. Now, yes, we understand what you're trying to do. It's just like a man that went to a grocery store, stole a can of beans so he can go home and feed his hungry family. We get it, we understand it, but that's not the way to do it because they're going to only look at it one way, and that's theft. They're going to look at that situation that you're referring to as one way, and that's murder. Child endangerment. That's how they're going to look at that. So I understand everything, but it's just a certain way you should go about it. Now, if you want to come here yourself and try to get things going, and then you bring your family over, that's a different process. That's a better process. That's a better way. Excuse me. But I do not think that we as Americans, well, I'm not going to say we because I don't, but a lot of people in this country, they shouldn't treat other people because you are a human being. You should not be treating them like some damn pack mules, like they're some dogs, lock them up in cages and stuff and then sending them back. You don't do that because they are human beings. You don't treat people like that because people are going to always remember how you made them feel, how you treated them. They might not remember your name. They might forget your face, but they will remember how they was treated and how they felt in certain situations. So I'm just saying, you take your own risk when you're doing certain things. That's just how I'm going to put it.
So, but don't you think, like, with them, and I know what you said about, you know, what's going on. Do you think that they are, maybe because we have access to so much information and we see things so we kind of know what happens when they come, do you think maybe they believe something different is going to happen when they're making those journeys, when they're making those trips? Because they may not have the same access to social media and the 24-hour news cycles that we get. So they may be hearing word, hey, well, if you go to America, you know, everything will be great and you're going to get this and you're going to get that. Do you think that's why they, you know, the land of opportunity, quote unquote, that, do you think that's why they risk it?
I think there is why they risk it because a lot of people sometimes just see one view, whether it's good or bad, or maybe even neutral. They see one view. And yes, America do have that nickname, land of opportunity. So, of course, a lot of people going to want to come here and take advantage of the opportunities. And that's, like I said before, and that's fine. I understand that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to sit and be struggling all their life. Nobody wants, you know what I'm saying, wants to wonder how they're going to feed their children tomorrow or how they're going to feed themselves, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow, whether they don't have kids. Let's just say they don't have kids. Nobody wants to go through that. So, of course, I understand that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to. But I just think that with the way that it's going about, it's just all wrong. And I kind of somewhat see what the last caller was saying, I forgot his name, was saying that it's never going to stop because a lot of corporations are going to hire them. You know what I'm saying? I see where he's coming from with that, and he might have some truth to that. But I think it's never going to stop because a lot of people see things that's going on here in this country, whether it be news or see it on the internet, whatever the case is, and they just see big old tall sky-rise buildings. You know what I'm saying? People walking around in business suits and they're looking all happy and stuff. So they say, I want to be a part of that. So they're gonna try to do what they got to do to be happy. So I'm saying, so people are gonna always try to find a way to be happy in their lives. No matter what they got to do to do it, everybody's going to try to find some kind of way to be happy in their life. The way they feel like they want to be happy, I'll put it like that. So I just think that the steps that people are taking for illegal immigrants, because I saw one, as a matter of fact, I saw one yesterday that an apartment complex got raided in Houston, and the ISIS was at the door, and people didn't even want to open the door.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But because they knew what was going to happen, so they didn't open the door.
Yeah, they say it's so bad. Like
they didn't break it down.
People are fearful. They said like some of these places where there's a heavy Hispanic population, like they say it's almost like a ghost town in certain areas because people don't, they don't want to get caught outside. They don't want to get caught up in shit. They're not going to open doors. They're not out traveling. I mean, they're not going to work. Like, it's again, I guess if you're in that situation, it can be quite fearful. But it's unfortunate. That's just kind of what it is right now.
Yeah, I got a question though. I haven't seen any incidences like this, so it's just a curious question on my part. What about the parents that might come here and they are illegal immigrants, but they decide to have kids, but the kids are born here and the kids are not illegal because they are born here? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a very complicated situation. I don't even know exactly the proper protocol with that, but I believe, I don't know if that gives them some kind of leeway by having the kids here, since the kids are technically American citizens, having them on American soil, that it makes them some type of it makes them a citizen. Like I say, it's some crazy stuff going on. Like I say, I don't know the full details, but I believe that's how it's supposed to be. If you give birth on American soil, then your kid is an American. I don't know if they send the parents back, but I guess they wouldn't because who's going to care for the kid? You technically send the child to a foreign country. I don't know how all the rules work, but that's the gist of what I got from it.
And I see people in the chat saying, how was they caged? They didn't hear nothing about that. Trust me, Google it, look it up. You will see some of these kids were put in cages away from their parents. And it was sad to watch. It was sad. I mean, sad to watch. Because that was seriously heartbreaking. I felt bad for those kids and those parents, and I don't even know them. But you could just, what I'm saying, you have a heart, you feel bad for them. But yeah, I was just curious how that situation worked, because I've heard of things like that. I've never actually seen it or anything like that, but I was just wondering how that might work. Do the kids stay? And the parents got to go? I don't know. But I do agree, man. If you want to come here, yeah, okay, there are certain rules and protocols. I would say, okay, this is what you got to do. You want to be a legal U.S. citizen, or any country, actually, this is what you got to do. Go through the proper protocols. Now you are a legal citizen of this certain country, and then you do whatever it is. And if you want to bring your family with you later on, do that too, or y'all all come together, whatever. It's always stuff that you got to do, whether we agree with it or not. Because I will admit, there's a lot of laws, a lot of things that we do in this country that I find just totally ridiculous. But they are there, and we all have to follow, whether we like it or not. So, but that's my call, man. You got anything for me?
So I got one thing. So like, we hear a lot of these stories about them coming over with, what do they call them, coyotes and things like that. So do you think that with that separation that they try to find out, if it really is their family, if they're with a coyote, do you think, what do you think about a situation like that? How should they handle that? Because there's people who professionally bring people across the border.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. You started cutting in and out of there.
Okay.
I popped the word coyote a couple of times.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that there are coyotes who professionally bring people across the border to get them into America and things like that. So when they catch these people and say they may have a multitude of children with them, Do you think that in a situation like that they should be separated, or do you think that like how should they handle that type of situation to find out whether or not these people are parents or coyotes or what kind of situation they may be in?
I don't think no kids should ever be separated from their parents, from their family. Period. Personally, now if you got people that's bringing people over here illegally, for money, whatever reason why they're doing it, so if you got these coyotes, so to speak, that's doing this, then yes, they should be suffer some kind of punishment or crime as well too, because like I said, there's always certain steps and protocols we all have to take. Like for example, when I moved here to Colorado, I wasn't automatically a citizen of this state of Colorado. I had to get an ID here. I had to transfer all my information from Texas to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? When you move from another state, you know what I'm saying, you can't just constantly use your current ID. You can't just constantly have your car registered from the previous state. You have to register your car and yourself in a new state. It's stupid, even though it's called United States, which is, whatever. But it's stupid, but that's how it goes. I'm just going to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? So if people are bringing people over here for whatever reason and knowing that it ain't the right thing to do, then they should be suffering some kind of punishment because you are breaking the law. Like I just said, it is stupid. I don't agree with a lot of the laws in this country, but everybody has to follow them. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like I said, I get it why people are doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody wants internal happiness. That's the word I was looking for earlier, eternal. But everybody wants internal happiness. And people are going to do what they got to do to get it. Whether they feel like a fresh start in another place is internal happiness, whether they feel like it's money or whatever, a new job or whatever the case is. Everybody wants it and everybody's going to do it. That's just what it is.
That's true.
You're not going to stop nobody from reaching that. That's just what it is. So, but like I just said, there are certain steps. You know what I'm saying? And we all have to follow it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, God dang it. I can't even remember. Never mind. I ain't gonna get into it. I can't remember certain situations step by step. But anyway, it's just that certain things that, we just have to do. And it is what it is. Like, for example, I can't just go see an abandoned house and move in and call it my home. No, I'm going to have to register that house, with the city and or state. You know what I'm saying? This is my property and all that stuff. See what I'm saying? Because if I just, do that, I'm going to be considered a hoarder, and somebody want to buy that property. Now I got to get my ass out. See what I'm saying? Because it's not mine.
Yeah, but they do got some of them stupid laws. I mean, and that's just being technical, not being over technical. Because I know they got some type of shit. If you stay somewhere long enough, and I don't know if you're paying on it or whatever it is, but you could put squatters.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because somebody did that shit in a nice neighborhood. Some people, they end up winning.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject. But I know what you're talking about. I've seen some people get some free houses because of that. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah. That is ridiculous, though, but I ain't gonna get into that one. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, it's just a thing that we all have to go through. That's all I'm saying. And I respect for everybody that's trying to find their internal happiness, try to do what's best for them and whatever their situation is, whether it's their kids, their wives, themselves, their parents, whatever. We all do it. We all, you know what I'm saying. And it's just one thing after another. We all gonna have to jump through hoops. It's called life. So whether we agree with or disagree with it, there we go. We all have to do it. And we all are going to do it because that's what we want out of life is happiness. Whatever we think that is, we're going to do it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And I agree. There's no stopping human nature. If somebody's in pursuit of something, you're not going to stop them from going after something they really want. So that's just kind of how it works. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, that's a BET. Right. Man, hey, look, y'all. I got to say it every time. I think to say it the last couple of times. If y'all want to get some of them good-ass cookies, because I saw some people in the chat asking, is this the cookie man? This the man with the cookies? Look, man, I'll put the link here. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up. I'll put the link in here, and all you got to do is go and leave a comment on a video, and he will get your. Let me find it, and he will get your comment. If you just say, hey, let him know you're interested in getting some cookies, and he will get with you and let you know the best way to contact so that you can get some of them good ass cookies. Matter of fact, let me put this right. Which channel you prefer? The Man Cave or the What It Do? Is it easy for you to get them off the What It Do?
It doesn't matter either one because I use either one of them.
Okay, I'll put that.
But I just want to say this here real quick. I dopey loan stockings. I think that's how you say that.
No, not.
No, there's no.
Oh yeah, yeah, dopey loan stockings.
There is no weed. There's no weed in my cookies. No weed. I don't do that. Yeah, I might be in Colorado where they legalize weed, but no, I don't do that crap. But yeah, I appreciate that.
Y'all can use that. Yeah, y'all can use that link right there. That's to the What It Do 713. And again, man, check out some videos, man. 'Cause Wayne has some great commentary, man. You know, like you say, we say when you're on the work, usually is it when you're on the way to work or you coming in from work, or you do both of them?
Sometimes I be in my car on my way to work, and sometimes I be at home. It just all depends on when I get up and I feel like doing one. I'm thinking about something, then I'll leave a comment on it. I mean, not leave a comment. I do a video about whatever it is. Okay. Sometimes I can be like my last video I just did on my What It Do channel. I'm watching TV, and if y'all see. I usually don't do nothing about politics, but I saw that and I just felt like I had to say something about it. So, but y'all see it if y'all go to my What It Do channel. I appreciate that, Honcho, for the notoriety today. I appreciate that.
Like I said, it's nothing but love, man. But yeah, like I said, y'all leave a comment. The link there, so no excuse. People don't be like, well, I didn't know how to obtain any of the good ass cookies. Well, you got the link. Hit the link. Just leave a comment on the video, and Man Up will get with you. Y'all can chop it up. He will get you some of them good cookies, man. I definitely suggest. What flavors do you have available, or that you currently working with?
All right, now, of course, I got my oatmeal raisin, my turtle nuts, my butterscotch. My butterscotch. Peanut butter's on the tray. Peanut butter chocolate chip. I got a new one that I'm trying to perfect right now. I'm getting there. It's my Reese's Pieces ones with some chocolate candy up in there. I also got my oatmeal raisin with some pecans in it. Now, I do got to say this here. If you are allergic to something like egg whites or cinnamon or whatever, you have to let me know. If you don't, I'm sorry. It's the best way I can put it. I'm sorry, but you got to let me know. Because I had a situation like that before. Somebody did not let me know they were allergic to nuts. I'm just going to leave it like that. You got to let me know.
Okay. So then we can call them Man Up's, Man Up's Killer Cookies. All original joke. Nobody else thought of that. The Man Up Killer Cookies. No, but let's do that. Okay.
I got a name for it right now. It's called Sweet Tooth. Because like I said, when I get ready to retire, me and my wife decided we're going to be making more than cookies. So it was going to be called Sweet Tooth Cookies, but now it's just going to be called Sweet Tooth. So, but I'm going to get everything going, once I calm down and start working my ass off like I do. But anyway, you got anything else for me?
Prepay say, man, put some of them disclaimers on your cookie packages so it saves you from lawsuits. And and so you got a couple of folks saying that they are interested in obtaining some cookies. So that's what's happening. That's a beautiful thing when the den folk come together and work with one another. I love it. Now, that's all I got for you though, Man Up, man.
I appreciate it. And Heidi, I am not no baker man. I get what you did there. That's kind of funny. But I'm not the baker man. That was funny though. But I appreciate you, Honcho. And I know you said you haven't checked the Skype messages that much, but just check it out before
I got you. I'm gonna check it out as soon as I get off, because I be saying that then I get to doing something else or fooling around on some calls and stuff, and then start getting distracted. But I'm writing it on my thing right now, and I will make sure as soon as I get off the thing, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, appreciate you, man. I'm going now.
That's a bet, man. I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right.
Bet.
All right, man.
All right. Oh, man. Heidi's a terrible person on everything. Now we're going to end it up on that note, man. Like I say, that's the last call of the evening. You know, I think I started on time today, so I went a little extra. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning doing all the good stuff, as you saw a little rundown there. I ain't gonna say nothing. The gay reparations coming, man. Look, you know, I got to be prepared. I'm trying to find out, you know, how close. Like, what does it take? You know, if the bar is low, if we doing a one drop rule, how does that work? Like, what is the equivalent of the one? I'm not even gonna say it because Heidi's gonna say something fucking disgusting. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, well, Man Cave, you still in the, or Man Up, if you still in the chat, what's your zodiac sign there? Inquiring minds want to know. But we get ready to slide up out of here. Let me just do the rundown real quick. I'll hit on the proper notes. Again, if you want to follow my personal social medias, @Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to follow the Den, y'all know Den Show Live on everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all Den Show Live at Gmail. But I think this was a great conversation tonight. All viewpoints. I saw the chat had a few discussions going on. Shout out to Tenny for calling in. Shout out to everybody who shared their points. Everybody but Kenneth. Kenneth just be talking. You don't know what to do. Kenneth's been on both sides of the argument. Kenneth was on one side of the argument this morning, and then Kenneth was on the other side of the argument tonight. Kenneth got hormone issues or something. He don't know what he be talking about. Y'all already know. And tomorrow we'll be back at 1 p.m. Then tomorrow at 10 p.m. tonight or tomorrow night. Make sure you go to Den Show Podcast. Like, now you can get the podcast on Twitter. Not on Twitter, I'm talking crazy. It's on iHeartRadio. It's on it's on everything but Spotify. So it's on iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff. I gotta send an email to Spotify because there's like a name conflict. I've been saying I still ain't done that shit. I'll do that. I guess I can do that when I get off the stream. Y'all know the Den line number. You can call anytime, 833-284-3336. If you have some information, some news. A couple of y'all sent some very interesting news stories. I've just been having some kind of busy throughout the day, these last couple of days. So I'm gonna get back to doing the short recorded videos. Edited, unfortunately. Hit the Den Show shop, use some of the Den Show merch. Let me see, make sure I ain't missing. Excuse me. If you want to support the channel, you can make a one-time donation via Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Appreciate everybody who's been showing love. And if you want to pledge the long-term success of this community, patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to Miss Grace, Donald Trump, Dan the Man, Diana, Betty Spaghetti, Stina Starry-Eyed, James, and Miss Goya. I appreciate you and having the long-term faith in this community. And like I said, I'm going to have some special stuff coming for Patreon because I've been just trying to figure some things out. And sometimes I do, what they call that shit, paralysis by analysis. I be doing that shit too much. It's time to be Action Jackson. But with that being said, shout out to all of you. I appreciate all of you. I thank all of you. Why is the dog named Scotty? I don't fucking know. Oh, I know why. Because there's a cartoon. What was the fucking cartoon called? Because when I got him, they had named him Peabody. I thought, he ain't look like Peabody off, Bullwinkle and shit. But what's that fucking cartoon? The Oblongs, I think. One episode of the Oblongs, he had like a dog that had like narcolepsy or some shit. And I think the dog's name was Scotty. And he looked like Scotty. So I just fucking named him Scotty. So there's that. The dog is not white. You're a racist. He's off-white. Okay? He has a natural dirty streak. No matter how you cut him, he has a natural fucking dirty streak. You know what I'm saying? It is. That's where I take all my racism out. That's why I'm so neutral. I take all my racism out on Scotty. He's part brown. He has like a little brown tinge in him. He's mostly white, so everything everything racist that I feel, I take out on Scotty. I blame him for it. Then I take him for a walk and clean up his poop. So that's kind of how life works. I knew that was coming. But I fucks with y'all, man. I appreciate all y'all, and it's always good, man. It's always good. I just like talking shit. Corrupt and illegal. So your dogs were politicians. What do you got going on over there? That's a bit. That's a bit. I'm finna slide out, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I'm finna steal some pistachios. Don't give female pimp any pistachios. Yes, I'm hating. You see, that's what's gonna happen to the country, because the marquee, being generous, letting all the illegal pimps in, and he has given all his resources to a female pimp. Now he's without any resources. He can't even, he can't even pimp. He's pistachioless, and she still want more pistachios. Yeah, I'm hating. I'm throwing off. So yeah, Scotty is trash, but he's good. He's a good dog. He can do a bunch of shit, but I don't ask much of Scotty. He's I don't know. Scotty's all right. Scotty's a damn good dog. He just, I don't know, because he don't bark. He don't fucking, he'll growl if you play with him, and he fucking take his toys and shit. I know everybody on the mixture that one time was like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, Scotty. People ain't believe that was Scotty. But he doesn't bark. He don't really do shit. He'll be nosy, and he's greedy. But for the most part, he's pretty chill dog. He don't really do too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Look at now she got you spelling like her, DeMarc. You can't even put the things together. But nah, yeah, he's a piece of shit. He ain't gonna protect you from nothing. He's scared of everything, and he will abandon me in a heartbeat. And if the lady Honcho comes home, he will ignore. He don't give a fuck about me. But he's all right. He ain't a bad dog. But with that being said, I'm gone. I think, yeah, I'm gone. No outro music. Fuck the Marquis and Kenneth, goddammit. Look, see, look. As soon as she sees the market, look, she needs some pistachios. I think female pimp out there slanging pistachios for coke. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's this seems like a bad cocaine habit or something. I don't know what's happening, y'all. Yeah, I got questions. They need answers.